Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream that is totally just starting right now at 9 p.m. EST. Yep, definitely just going live for the first time. We totally have a full 4 hours of content immediately after this. That's definitely happening. Right, Jake?
Yeah, you're correct, completely.
Yeah.
So just make sure you look at the timestamp on the VOD so you know that it's exactly 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
All
Just
of
play
these
it at
things.
0.5 speed and it'll work.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, wow. Norwegian Green is awake. That's how late it is.
Thanks, Green.
Wow. That's how late it is right now. Green has woken up already for the morning.
Also, everyone in chat, drink some water. That's all.
I'm going to drink water from a plastic bottle, which I usually
Your
try
PSA.
to avoid doing. But...
Once more with feeling.
No water, Jake? SMH.
Yeah, that's a match.
Why are we talking in letters?
Lol.
Well,
I'm too old for this shit.
I feel like I need ice cream cake after that past hour and a half. So, the short version, because some of you care, and for the rest of you that don't, I'll explain. There was a latency that eventually got up to over 1,000 milliseconds, which is a second. So eventually the latency between my actual router and my extender that I connect my computer to, that's all the way in the office, got so great that it caused a hiccup and made everything crash. So that's pretty much everything that happened. And then when I called them, they did a whole reboot thing. That's why it crashed a second time. And then the thing, after it was done doing the analysis, it just said, please wait on the line and we'll get a representative for you, as opposed to everything should be up and running. Do you feel as though the service is good or not? Press 1 or 2. I was like, stay on the line, we'll get a representative. Ensued 20-something minutes of hold, which in total was about 40 minutes, the whole conversation and everything. And the guy was like, yeah, it was just latency. You could just like reboot your stuff and you'll be good. I was like, oh. Thanks. That was it. So, no, I didn't have to get Karen. No, that wasn't. It was a my hardware end as opposed to their service end. It wasn't their fault. You only get angry when it's their fault. But anyways, so yeah. Hey, what's up? How are y'all doing? Good.
Yeah, living.
I just still haven't seen this ice cream cake that supposedly Jake has.
yeah, because I said the break, you know what I mean?
Dude, the break was just an hour and a half long.
For all you know, you were gone that long, I could have already eaten it.
As bull. You were on the call with the other two the entire time, and their faces are saying you did not touch an ice cream cake.
Well, I don't have to eat the ice cream cake on command, mate. All right? I have it in the
He
freezer
doesn't
and
have one.
sometimes-
He doesn't have one. Oh.
If we take a break, I will get it and show you. There we go.
Oh.
All right, everyone go on break for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be back in about 5 minutes just to make sure that Jake gets the ice cream cake.
In his break,
you
he's
wanna
gonna
take
run out to
5-minute
the
break?
convenience store.
He's gonna. Yeah, he's
I
gonna.
live next to the supermarket, so we're good.
Do you really?
It's like a block away.
Yeah. Wow. Good for you. That, oh my god, that must be so convenient.
It is.
I wish.
Sorry, Scott. Jake's not a sub. Oh, is he not? Jake, you didn't subscribe? Should we gift you a sub? Because we know you're a sub the other way. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this. Viking Magoo. Wow, Jake, I trusted you. I thought you were true blue. Sad face. That's exactly
Better than
the
the last part.
Yeah, that was a fact. Okay, he's gone.
He's running to go get an ice cream cake.
All right. Well, now that he's not here, we could actually play the game.
I'm Naren now.
Nope, it's all fixed. So now that he's not here, we can actually play the game.
Let's go.
What was that?
Well,
He had to go get his ice cream.
well,
cake. That's what I-
before we turn this into a podcast and upset some people, let's start.
You mean Joey? Oh. All right. Yes. Technically speaking, you can, Joey. Technically speaking, the answer is yes. All right. So back to the game. Back to life. Back to reality. So the schemers were supposed to come up with 3 problems for you guys and 1 opportunity. Funny enough, I actually didn't get an opportunity to read them because the last one came in today. I was waiting for all 4 of them, and only 3 of them came in today. I think there have been 0 opportunities and just problems come in so far, unless I'm
Sounds
mistaken.
about right.
Yeah, which means just
Sounds
means the
about
4th
right.
person didn't do it yet. So, that was for the next Kingdom roll anyways, which we were not starting this session with Kingdom rolls. We actually wanted to start it with what was kind of going on in the Kingdom. So Cell was kind of explaining in the map things that had transpired recently. But most importantly, Jake really wanted to send people out to check out this situation that was going on right over here. He looks like he's getting ready for somebody to barge through his back door with, I was going to say a gun, but it's Australia. A boomerang. You know what I mean? He's going to kick in the door and like throw a boomerang at him and be like, oi, it's all up, mate. I think that's what they say.
I think every dog in the street is screaming for some reason.
It's 'cause Scott just threw a boomerang.
Okay, well, we'll give him, because I was talking directly to him.
I wonder if Jake's in heat.
Are you trying to call me a bitch? Is that what you're getting at?
I didn't even try. I'm pretty sure I just did.
Damn. Damn.
Oh, Jesus. All
Oh,
right.
that's fantastic.
Wow. Oh, all right. So, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Can we clip that? Please? I'd appreciate that. True Blue? All right. So the issue that you had is, Jake, you actually were coming up with a specific plan for handling this situation down here. Obviously, you were making your fort, which is going to take a couple of rounds to deal with, but you're also looking for a way of directly handling that. Correct me if I'm wrong. What, were you putting together a small group to go and investigate the situation? What was your actual plan?
Well, I thought it had to be handled by edicts, in which I don't have the BP for. But if I can have a small scouting party, would be great.
Oh yeah. Well, during the edict phase is when you would form an army, which costs money and so on and so forth. The army would just be very small to save you money and so on and so forth. But if you're not doing that yet, then you would just allow your scouts to continue reporting there. Perfect. So then why don't we actually come in from a different direction? So we actually have Nick. You're actually seeing. Oh, let me do it this way. You, with your watchtowers where you are able to start seeing from... try and make sure we can actually get to the point where... Yep, there we go. You're able to start seeing this.
Oh.
And for those of you that didn't see it, it was in the top up here. I'll show one more time. You're able to start seeing people's moving along this direction and moving up over to here as well, showing a significant force of people's moving. Your scouts are going to potentially have some information for you about that one. We'll get to you in a moment. As for you, Celsior, your scouts are unfortunately not seeing anything because this area down here is unfortunately not much that you can tell or see from that that direction, right? You're kind of just removed from them. You're aware of them, and ties were unfortunately severed. But what you are able to see, Cell, you're not able to see much of it. I'm gonna have you make a roll for me to see if you discern anything. Why don't you have your spy master do a kingdom check for me. This is going to be a stability check against an average DC, which is a 12. Cell, where is your advisor tasks? So your
Okay.
advisor,
Is it Spy Master?
yep, Spy Master. So she's rolling with a 5, and for stability is a -1. She's rolling with +4 against a DC 12. Go ahead and roll that for me.
Okay. So, D20.
Ooh, crushed it. So you're actually able to tell that there is unfortunately movement along yours as well. However, the movement that you're seeing is perhaps a little not good. As the movement that you're seeing happens to be along this area over here.
Oh,
Oh, did you see that?
yeah, I
Do
see
you see
that.
that little coloration right there too?
I see. I see a little black hexagon.
Yeah, that little bit right there. Yeah, unfortunately, you're able to receive results because of like how well you crush that. That's actually, is it 7 up from the DC? 4 + 7 = 19. Yeah, or is it supposed to be greater? Yeah. So 7. Yep. So you actually are able to discern that there is a force of parallel soldiers moving through the area. This is a so with your 7, I'm actually able to give you this much information. There are parallel scouts coming to the area. They are intentionally scouting along those ridges up there, those hills, to go and check things out. One of the things you're able to discern is that the commander that is leading them, it's actually not a commander, it's a Centurion of War, that's leading them, is actually part of a training regiment. So he's bringing like some veteran scouts and a significant number of like Inclame soldiers that are being trained up to the northern reaches to test the border and make sure everything is comfortable. Apparently, they do this fairly often, as you're able to discern from your records from who was the previous clan owner before, but they stopped it for some period of time. Who knows why? It has nothing to do with exploding crystals being found in a mine to the south of here. Nobody knows anything about that. What? Josh, what? Moving on. So, you know that oftentimes they'll come up and they will move along these borders right here. Hold on, let me just click this right here. They will move along this area here before heading back south again. Meaning that even though Paradell's line is technically over to here, they seem to be satisfied with just maintaining the higher grounds before moving backwards. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. I mean, that gives me a little safety, I guess, a bit.
Yeah, unless they're doing one of those scouts, at the moment. Like I said, these scouting parties haven't been seen in a considerable amount of time, at least 2 years. So the fact that they're here again might mean that they're doing them more often in the future. More often being every several months. So we'll see how that kind of plays out for you. The most frequent they do these kind of things is every couple of months. So that is the information that's gathered by each of you. Oh, Nick, you're able to do the same idea. Average DC for your Spy Master.
Was it 5?
And for you, Nick, just looking at your modifiers here. Shala has a +6 and a -1 equals a... actually, -1 is the economy, not a stability check. And you can have her roll.
So plus
5, yes, sir.
Starting off good, right?
We should have done a prediction.
Okay. So as those persons were traveling through, as I said they were, trying to make their way to the direction that they were going to, you did have to have scouts inside the area. However, the scouts unfortunately had a bit of a mishandling of the situation. They found themselves, whether it be due to the fault of the soldiers they came across or the fault of your own soldiers, let's just say the reports returned in make things a little bit ambiguous. Anyways, the ended up turning into a bit of a tussle where you had several of your men injured, and even one of them unfortunately lost their life as they came across the others. They were not able to discern anything about this clan, aside from the fact that they seemed to be waving a different banner than the banner you identified this clan with waving. and that is all I can give you with your critical failure, and the fact that a bit of animosity has already sprung up between you and the unknown clan.
Awesome.
Yeah, that did not go out so well for you. So that's how that one's happening. Moving on from here, I imagine again your characters have a bit of information that they want to work on with one another. Nick, I need you for a different reason. For what's his name, Tonscreet. He's your marshal. Can you have Tonscreet roll me an average, an average difficulty check? It's stability, so he's a +1, -1. Does Tonscreet really only have a minus? Oh, his numbers were never plugged in. You never filled out your sheet.
I did not.
Oh, only Jake and them did. Oh no, Jake didn't even fill out his sheet. Bad Jake.
I don't think.
And I forgot.
Only
You know
Cell
what?
did.
That's why I said you should thank me for filling it out. Remember when you made it?
Wow. Well, let's fill out Tonscreet, Nick.
Womp womp.
All right, 1 second. Advisors.
Listen, I earned my ones. Okay.
You too. For Tonscreet for ability, can you put dexterity? For modifier, put 3. For ranks, wherever that lies over there, put 12.
I cannot put anything. Are these non-editable?
Can you not edit it?
No.
Wait, really?
Hold on. There we go. I think it just didn't like the fact that we were both in there.
Oh, well.
What happened? Now it's gone. You son of a bitch.
Wait, really?
Yes. It's amazing that I do technology for a living.
I mean, I agree. It's very impressive. So, you actually, Tonscreet's actually very successful at what he does. With his 12 ranks inside survival, he actually has, no, not 12, sorry, 7, I'm wrong. 7 ranks in survival. He has a +6 modifier, so he's rolling with a +5 against the average difficulty. You want to go ahead and roll me that 1d20 +5 again? Another 91 would be great. I'd love it.
You know, you can fuck right off.
Listen, I'm just saying that it's for the enjoyment of everybody involved, mostly Jake. Because he wants to be like, who's the bitch now? Close. The DC is actually a 12. So this is, you hit the number exactly. So with your total, with Tonscreet making his way, checking into the woods and whatnot, you know that your plans were to start cutting into the woods over here and making sure that, you know, things would be, start establishing yourself over there. Unfortunately, it seems as though the woods themselves have taken to, we're, again, springtime, going into the summer. The woods themselves have seemed to come to an early blossom from what they usually do. I don't know if you guys keep notes on this stuff, but you might want to. Have seemed to come to an earlier blossom than they typically do. It's something that has led to a bit of a concern because the dangerous plants that happen to be out there, well, let's just say that those dangerous plants are going to be a bit more dangerous, a bit more common, right? More important than that, though, is the beneficial plants that are out there, the ones that can be used for healing and so on and so forth. Those might be a beneficial thing to get your hands on as you're kind of like making your way in. But with these plants being on the high-end grow, what's dangerous to you is a boon to the Hafue that live inside there, which means the numbers along your western borders have really swelled up inside the woods themselves. It's led to a bit of a concern that's there. More than that, Jake, we don't want you to feel useless. Why don't you go ahead and have your advisor, your spy master, make a check real quick. You already had Erithil's numbers plugged in. He has a +7. So you're actually going to go ahead and roll me a... this is actually more difficult. It's a challenging stability check. So you actually... Oh... No, it's going to be a challenging economy. Not just because I want to give you a -2. There's reasons why he would know this. So it's going to be 1d20 +5, but it's against a DC 16. And to be clear, earlier in the stream, you know, that broken stream, Cell did get a Winifred's Wisdom, just so that we're all aware. So, I don't
It's
know
on
if
par for me lately.
I don't know if anybody else got.
What are the chances?
Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed.
It's what, like a 2.5% chance?
Stream, yeah.
I rolled like 4 fucking ones last Wednesday as well. Ah, wow.
Not only does Arethel not glean any information from the north, unfortunately, he loses contact with a few of the people that he sent that way to look into matters for him. Them disappearing might mean that they found better lives for themselves, met an untimely end, or were captured. Since, you're disappointing poor Viking over here, we'll allow Viking to roll a D100 for us. Can you hear that? Is that the sound of the war drums in the distance, boys? I mean, honestly, Snaga, it sounds like it. 71. I didn't say if low or high were good or bad. Just saying. Perfect. So your boys do, or your folks definitely do disappear, I should say. Cool. And we're going to leave that be for now. This is kind of like a bit of a rough news for you guys, kind of all around. You're feeling pressure is kind of burdening you in from all around as this is happening. By the way, chat, did I activate the new BP thing? I do want to be clear. I'm pretty sure whatever I wrote for the new BP thing, I don't remember what it was, but it does definitely applies to all of the kingdoms. So if you click that button, BP, it gives BP to all the kingdoms. I don't know if I gave a standard 1 or if it's still 1D2. It's probably just a flat 1. You can't see it? Let me make sure I actually turned it on the way I turned Cell on. Oh, is that water? Good boy. Oh, here we go. I just turned it on. There you go. It gives 1 BP to each of the clans. Actually, I think I did this wrong, though. There we go. Oh, that was some noise.
Look at that! Look at that service.
All right, so that is BP for all the clans. To be clear. All right, back to you guys. So Jake unfortunately lost contact with a few of the people that's working with for Arethel. What this means for you mechanically is Arethel is going to be suffering a -1 for a short period of time when his matters of looking to the north. Could you go ahead and roll me a 1d4 or delegate it to somebody in chat?
Oh yeah, whoever wants to roll can just roll 1d4 first.
You don't want to ask anybody to specifically let you know?
Just
bring it
the
on.
first one.
Is low or high bad?
It's how many months?
So low is good.
Look at you, Jake. You just seem like a sad puppy right now. Just
This is.
Hey! A guy perhaps saves the day!
Oh, thank you very much, a guy, perhaps.
That's kind of a funny name, I won't lie. A guy perhaps.
It is.
I mean, you never know, I guess.
All right, cool. So just for your next kingdom rolls, okay? Make a note of that, Jake, okay? All right, moving on. So back to you guys. You're feeling the pressures coming from all around your kingdoms. You're feeling this kind of pressure coming in. It's making things feel a bit weighted. Unfortunately, you're hoping to hear news from the north about the dealings going on, the lawsuit and everything that's matters being handled to the north about the Zinquin clan that we had discussed ages ago. Unfortunately, like I said, you have not heard any response about anything from Zinquin as of this point just yet. Do your characters try to confer with each other? Are you looking to work together for any of these individual problems, or are you still looking to handle them individually?
I mean, if anybody needs aid immediately, Naren will respond. But
I might send out a letter or something saying that I intend to send a small force into the Barren Lands to discern their numbers. But this is why I'm here. I'm here to hold the Barren Lands. So if I need help, I'll ask, but I'll try and do it myself.
looking at me so tough.
Yeah, I mean, I'll send a letter that the Perrin are, patrolling their lands. We're starting to patrol the lands again. They had stopped for a period of time, but nothing to be worried about now.
And I'll say it seems like there's an unassociated party probing in the north that is not the kingdom that I have spotted. So there was a minor conflict. I will investigate further.
And you don't worry that you don't bother them with any details pertaining to the Eldamar?
I don't know. The forest is moving.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, I didn't even know if you would say anything to them about.
What's Bloom?
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right, cool. So it doesn't sound like your character's looking to really push forward any in particular details about your own individual ones. So I want to start seeing how you guys are responding to this without us getting into kingdom roles. Because it's the way that we do our kingdom roles, we'll look to Celsius first. What is your character doing with the situation that's immediately here? You just gonna kind of like leave it be? What's your plan?
My plan with the Perrin patrolling their border.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would have I'm trying to think who'd be better for this. Tiktong or Atelia. I think I would have like Tiktong send like scouts to try to like follow behind, like watch their movements, but like not too close where it's like putting pressure on them. Trying to be hidden, I guess.
Okay. So you want TikTok to actually like counter scout their scouting?
Yeah, we need to know what they're up to.
Gotcha. That was weird. Mind me. There you go. Let's try to see who TikTok was again. Some bad with names. As your marshal. Gotcha. So you have your marshal counter scout. Perfect. Any other details you want to go over?
I guess if I could, I would want to try to send Atelia to start doing some spying inside this clan Steel.
Okay. That dude's gonna probably end up getting retconned. Just so you're aware. Just so you're aware. But cool. So you're gonna think about that. So more or less those basic details. So you're still kind of like looking on those fronts, but mostly you're just looking to keep an eye on this, not looking to engage them any stretch. Cool. Nick, you're number 2, I believe, right?
Yes.
So what is your clan actually looking to do at this point?
That's a good question. I have this written down. We're kind of slowing down this time. I've got a couple of buildings that are still coming through. I think my herbalist hut is coming due this round. Because it's 6 PB. Last one. Yes, so the herbalist hut should be complete. Yep. And Sharon, I've got another tick on the pier in Shinrotar. I was supposed to start a fort down by Jake right here.
Yeah, but what about the problem to the north? That whole situation is more what I meant.
Oh, to the north? I was actually kind of debating whether I should ignore them or start dealing with the bloom. Or both. Should I can send Charlotte to the north to try to figure out who that third party is. And I can send Tonscreed in to deal with the bloom or go there myself.
Kind of looking into both of them yourself. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Have you sent? If you're looking to go yourself, would you try to bring the others with you, especially considering the herb thing that was discussed with Jake's character before?
Yeah. Actually, I would invite them to go along because he's got the alchemist, and then I don't know if Cell would have an interest, seeing as how he was negatively affected. But
I'm one kingdom roll away from the alchemist being finished. It takes 3 months.
He Cell himself might be running away scared with the tail between his legs, but He obviously knows the benefits of having very finely hafted weapons. So the idea of finding fruitful trees, at least for his endeavors, might be a good thing for him.
Yeah, so basically, like, hey boys, I'm gonna go on a Matt's run. You want to come harvest some goodies?
If you request, we'd be up for it.
Let's do it. I think it'll be a bonding experience for the warlords. It's a boys' hunting trip, going old school.
Oh,
Just
boy.
us three?
Yeah, no food.
Okay. We could do that.
Kidding. I'm packing it all, and because I'm a warlord, somebody else is going to carry it.
Well, that's the idea. Is like when you go into the Eldamar, you have kind of two options. Option number one, you go in with a lot of people, right? So that you can fight back anything that comes your way. Option two, you go with very few people, so that the dangers there hopefully don't notice you. And if they do, it's more a small number that comes your way rather than having to handle the major forces of them. The problem with option number two is while you can get in and out in theory unscathed, if things go south and then south goes even further south,
I actually still think option two is our better bet. We go in with just a small little cluster. I'm confident enough to get us in and out.
You're the expert with Eldamar, so Varys would defer to your lead.
If we're gonna go into Eldamar, I would ask Lenny if he needs any, like if he knows of anything that he would need in the forest. I know he's a magic dude, so.
I don't even think he would know the different types of timbers that would be available. I think we should just collect what we can, and then let him decide what would be the best to forge what with.
No, Lenny's my magister. I would ask if he needs like anything to like do like ingredients or something like that. Tessa doesn't know.
He needs all the shrooms.
it is a gnome, so it looks like Josh.
But if Lenny doesn't have anything, he would go to meet you in your kingdom, I guess. Yeah.
Let's do this camping trip, boys.
So you want Lenny to come as well, to be clear?
No, he would ask Lenny if he needs anything, if like he knows of anything that we would.
Sure, let's have a quick little RP with Lenny. Let me pull up Lenny real quick. All right. Since he was made by Jake, I'm gonna put on my best Australian accent.
I want to pet the rabbit.
So you approach Lenny, and as you walk up to him, he's like, "Oi."
What's
G'day.
my magister called?
G'day.
Sage Lenny.
Oi.
Oi.
Warlord Kushibashi is asked if we wanted to go on a trip into Eldamar to gather resources.
Yeah, no.
I wondered if you had any need of anything in the forest.
Faustus.
Well, now I know you're a fake Australian.
Yeah, you were supposed to say Vegemite.
Oh, sorry. Marmite.
I wish I could mute you and kick you from the call.
I keep that power to myself. So he says, "Is there anything you need from the forest?" He says, "Well, there are an ample opportunities that can be found inside there. Various reagents that's have been mentions in the use of all types of rituals. I do say that with some of the stuff that Jorman has been working on, I might be able to assist him a bit more if you were to get your hands on some of these details. I'm not very well versed in Eldamar myself, but perhaps I can come up with a small list for you and write them down."
If you could write and describe them, I could do my best to see if I can find anything.
He does comprise a small list of items for you with descriptions and even small sketches of what they'd look like, much like what do they used to be called? Scientists back in the like the 1800s and 1700s, naturalists. Is that what they were called?
Yeah,
Naturalists,
I
right?
think so.
Kind of like all naturalists have a degree of.
Heretics.
Wow.
Well, I mean, Tessel is a heretic, but that's besides the point.
naturalists all had a degree of like sketch ability, right? So like even like little sketches and whatnot on there. Not that it's like particularly skilled, and so he would kind of put that together for you and give you like a small list of things. And it's not just of like say flowers or tree bark and stuff like that. It's also referencing other types of animals that are theorized to be in there. Probably the strangest thing that you saw that he's requested is actually if you can capture a he's I don't know if they're called pixies or nixies or sprites or mites or flights, or I'm not sure what exactly they're called, but small things, bipedal, have wings, have some degree of I believe it's false sapience, because I think they're actually plants, but see if you can get me one of those. In theory, if you sprinkle some of their dust on yourself and think happy thoughts, it gives you the ability to fly, and that could certainly be beneficial on a battlefield.
He nods. I'll see what I can accomplish.
He's like, understands. Many of these details come from old books and it's a combination of folklore, so let's see what's true and what isn't.
I will let you know what I find, if any of these, or anything else that may be of interest.
And that would be that.
Yeah. I don't take any of my people with me.
Okay. You take nobody. Jake, obviously, he's going to kind of like head west and meet up with you on the way to meet up with them, almost like how, he's Dorothy and he just met up with the Tin Man. And now they're going over to the Scarecrow.
Right, well, if I'm going to Eldamar, people need to start taking responsibility for working out what's going on with those different groups in the Barrenlands there. So Irithel is tasked with sending a small force out or something to... We just want to scout. I need to know numbers. And then Urzog will start assembling our people.
Irithel will respond with, "First you tell me to send my people to the north, who have been searching to the south this whole while. Now, a problem comes about in the north because you asked us to look that way, which they had the appropriate training before they switched their focus. And now you wish me to take the people who are stretched thin because some of them have gone missing and move them back to the south. You are going
This is
to
your
have
job,
to make up your
Irithel.
minds."
No, we are besieged on both sides. We need to know numbers. This is your job, is it not?
Besieged to the north.
Possibly. We were attacked, remember?
I didn't know that the Ashen Orc was so skittish.
You mean want to know what I'm walking into? Sure. Watch your mouth, Irithel, or you'll lose your tongue.
Best to lose my tongue than my nerve.
I'll hit him.
He's a crippled old man. That's not okay.
He shouldn't talk to
You're
me that
gonna
way.
beat a cripple? Wow. Well, we know who the
Well,
real...
you're playing Irithel to be a prick? Well, alright then. We'll have to deal with it.
I mean,
Some straight up elder abuse here.
Remember the last dude you hit? You broke his head.
Well, let's
He
roll it.
drowned in the mud.
Roll it. Coup de grace.
man, losing an advisor is gonna make it difficult to find a new one.
Well, you can't talk to the leader like that, boy.
I mean you can.
I mean, I'm kind of older than Irithel anyway, so... There you go.
We were hoping for
We
Biden,
lose
instead
someone
we
that
got
could-
Trump.
Listen,
All right,
I
so
just hope you don't kill him.
do you actually hit him?
Yeah, he covered... Like, I'm not going to full out punch him or anything. He just covered back in.
Oh my god.
Oh, one moment.
I reached back like a pimp and I smacked up.
All right, you give him a backhand. We'll deal with that shortly.
Didn't realize the Ashen Orc was a member of the NWA.
So you give him a backhand, and he gives you eyes and says, All actions earn their rewards.
What are you speaking with in the future?
Likewise.
All right.
I feel like there's going to be a dinner party at Jake's house.
Getting spicy. And Glenn Ben show. Is it
I
hot?
I got this really just this aged meat. It's fantastic.
All right. Hey Ash, you might be making a new advisor's. No, I'm just kidding. So, anyways, you sir, are anything else that you want to handle aside from Erithel?
No, I need to know the numbers, and then
This
if it needs to be
advisor
actioned on,
comes
then-
from a noble bloodline, from one of the clans to the north, and he was assigned down here. And to answer your question, Shaggy Dog, go ahead, Jake.
No, I need to know that before any action's taken. But if we do get the numbers back while I'm gone, Urzog will start assembling the people.
So more or less, Urzog has autonomy of the military in your absence, which makes sense because he's the general. Okay?
Extended absence, you know what I mean? Like he's not just they're gonna find out and not let me know and then just charge in the Barrenlands. You know what I mean? He's gonna start assembling, our people.
Oh, so he's not actually going to move in. He'll defend if need be, obviously, but he'll assemble and prepare otherwise. Cool. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You want to be the one that actually cuts the ribbon on opening day. Cool. All right. And are you bringing anybody with you as you head to the west?
No, all hands on deck here.
You're not bringing Mortifer?
Nah, he needs to catch slavers. Yeah, he's done a good job.
Mortifer! Smash. Alright, so you'll have Dorothy arriving down the Yellowbrick Road to the Dentro clan's home. Is there anything else that the Tin Man would like before he moves on? No? Cool. And the two of you are going to move along to down that same road to meet up with Scarecrow. One of the things you guys are going to notice along the way is that Nick's clan has already started doing the surveying of laying down where the watchtower would be. It's one of those things where as you travel along, they actually will be a little they have no idea who you are at first, and so they approach you in a bit of like an aggressive way to be defensive as you're entering their lands. Once you identify yourselves, they actually offer to escort you the rest of the way to the north to his actual home there. But of course the others are going to be surveying the land. I don't know if you guys would take the escorts or if you would just leave them be.
We don't need escorts. We're two badasses.
Okay. So you continue making your way all the way up to Nick's home. Now, Nick, was there anything that you needed to put in place before you actually chose to head to the west?
So I was going to have Shala needs to probe, and I'm basically going to warn Tonscreet that the northern border is being probed. So it is both him and Karzug really need to make sure that things stay kosher while we're out. And since we are going into Eldamar, we could be there for a while.
So Tonscreet actually replies saying, if I may be honest, I was thinking that I would take a small group and keep them along our western border. I know you're going in alone, and I understand why, but if you're going to need a fallback, a defensible position that you can return to recover or retreat to and whatnot, I figured I could provide that for you. We have hills to the north of here. Perhaps that would be a good entry point into the woods and a good fallback if need be. But he means the one immediately to the northwest, not all the way to the north, of course.
Yeah.
And the others can keep a better look after what's happening to the north.
That's sensible. We can move on with that. We'll proceed as you suggest.
Okay. Karzurg herself will actually make a suggestion and be like, If I may, first and foremost, I'm embarrassed by the actions. And
I slap her. No, I'm just kidding. I just felt jealous of Jake. He got slap happy and wanted to follow. No, no. I'm
So-
good to my people.
So she says, I'm embarrassed by the actions and reactions of the soldiers that found themselves in that scuffle to the north. It probably gave us a bad name with who our neighbors are. While I have no problem raising sword and fighting against any foe that might find themselves breaching our lands, or even leading a raid against one of these foes, that was an accident. It was something that shouldn't have happened. Perhaps we prepare our defenses, but send Michiko up there to assess and perhaps repair the situation.
There is wisdom in that, but that is basically claiming a fault. But it couldn't hurt, I suppose. Send Michiko, but be prepared. And yes, I do agree. These scouts need to be retrained. A scout that is seen isn't a very good scout.
She'll say, I defer to Shala for such matters. And Shala just looks agitated. You know how successful Shala typically is in her matters. She's been with you since the beginning. Shala doesn't typically leave you hanging like that. Unfortunately, Shala is rolled by Nick, so no. She's gonna make mistakes from time to time.
It's the way it's chaos. The world is chaos.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So anyway, Karzak, of course, would give you a bit of a bow, and we'd leave it be and start as the warden repairing the various defensive measures and whatnot. And actually, she's going to look to start amassing a force in your northern watchtower. Not in the town that's there, but actually in the watchtower, because the watchtower is more easily head out from to guard the other areas. Cool. All right, Nick. The other two, you have Dorothy and the Tin Man arriving at Scarecrow's castle. How are you accepting them? And what additional preparations do you want to bring before you guys actually head into the Eldamar?
Mostly just anything that needs to be done for a foray into Eldamar. Probably 3 weeks rations, appropriate mounts. Can you guys ride?
Yes.
Possibly.
How much do your characters weigh?
Not much.
Yeah, I
157.
probably won't fit on that axe feet.
How much do
I
you
weigh
weigh?
like a little. I weigh
I
like
don't think I wrote that down.
about 200 pounds of my equipment in total.
Oh, 200 pounds of everything in total. That's not too much.
190 is on here for some reason.
Oh no, it's like 230, but
At 5'10", 190 is light for somebody with a 14 con
Yeah,
and a 20 strength.
I don't know why.
I'm like, I'm 5'11", I weigh 205.
I mean, I don't even know.
I ain't got that muscle mass.
Pounds, so yeah, I don't know why it says that.
Oh, it's 190 kilograms. That makes more sense.
Well,
That's a beefy boy.
That's a very big boy.
Yeah.
yeah, you wouldn't be.
I
yeah.
don't. It's definitely not that. I don't know why.
What is it? 2.2 per, right? I think it's 2.2 per.
Something like that. Yeah.
190 times 2.2. 418 pounds. Woo!
Let's say I'm about 120 kilo. No, not even that. 110.
110 kilo.
Yeah.
242 pounds. There you go. That's a beefy boy.
That's how much I weigh in total with all my equipment, or more.
242 pounds.
He weighs more than me with all my equipment.
Oh, we got to convert it to real units here. Okay. Got to convert it to the real stuff. I don't know if you know this, but the kilograms were invented by the Oh, hey, there you go, Snaga. What was it saying? The kilogram was invented by the French. Do you really want to use that? Just saying. All right, so we should call them freedom units.
I would request of Nick if at least he could be adorned in more forest-friendly colors.
Camouflage is actually an option in Pathfinder. That's actually a legitimate thing. Nick, you remember all those cool mundane abilities from 3.5, right? Actually, that was even 3.0 as well. Pathfinder.
Remember is a strong word.
Because I'm in like black and bright orange colors. So
I don't even know if that wouldn't be too terrible in a jungle setting. But yeah, we can camouflage up.
Camo. So let's see. This camouflage netting is a thing that exists. It weighs 5 pounds. It costs 20 gold normally. Camouflage netting. This loose mesh of twine and varicolored cloth is used to disguise the presence of creatures or large objects. Camouflage netting must be manufactured to provide camouflage in a singular type of terrain. We understand that. When you hide under the netting in an appropriate terrain, you get +4 in stealth checks as long as you remain immobile and prone, which you obviously for going to bed at night. Covering up the netting is a 4-round action requiring a DC 10 survival check. Failure means you do not cover yourself correctly with the netting and do not gain the bonus. You have the entangled condition while inside the netting, taken off. Don't really care about that. You may spend 1 minute covering an object with a survival. Nifty. Cool. All right, that's nifty because that allows you once again to almost like sleep underneath that. It's 20 gold, 5 pounds. Then there's camouflage canvas, which, funny enough, it doesn't have any details about that anywhere. It just says 1 gold, 1 pound, but it's not actually written anywhere, which is kind of annoying. So camouflage netting is something you might want to bring, Nick, because it will allow you guys to actually hide your tents or whatever inside of it. Would you bring tents? Would you bring anything like that, or literally just netting?
I think jungle setting hammocks are more practical. So,
wow, man, imagine lying in a hammock with a net over you. That's
all Pathfinder characters I make always use a cot or a hammock.
I own 4 hammocks that have the netting sewn in with a tension line across, and it's actually fantastic for camping.
Yeah, but that's with modern technology and production. You know what I mean? Like that. Back then, everything was hand woven, so on and so forth, and you're going to try to look like the trees and blah, blah, blah. By the way, that's totally an option you can have. There's no reason why you can't have a hammock, which weighs 3 pounds, and costs only a silver. So you guys should each grab a hammock with you, and I imagine each of you would want to grab that camouflage netting. So in total, that's additional 8 pounds of gear that you'd bring with you. Now, here's a big question. Do your characters want to ride Axepeak? Bring Axepeak with you? Like what?
Oh, I'm going mounted up. I mean, Jake, if you can't, I mean, Nabu's coming with me. He's my buddy boy. It's my broski.
If you offer one for me to ride, Tesla to ride, he would try to see if he could ride one.
What's your ride?
+8. It's an 8.
Yeah, I saw. I think it's an exotic mount, so that'd be at a -5.
So it's +3. That's not bad. DC
Yeah,
10
because
is average conditions. Yeah. Oh, DC 5 is calm conditions. DC 10 is like average conditions.
Through a jungle?
Yeah, well, that'd be closer to the 10, yeah. So then we'd be rolling with a +3.
And I can add D6s to it.
And honestly, you can give him a military saddle so he can't fall out of it. He gets dragged along the forest.
Yeah, we can hook you up with that. If my bird dies.
It's
if
cool.
my bird dies, I'm telling you right now.
Hey, don't forget you suicide a bunch of them into
those are my birds to slay.
Well, if his bird dies, then it just costs his nation 1 BP. That's all. You get to borrow it for free unless it dies.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fair. Tesla wants to ride one. It sounds cool.
You're allowed to return.
That's cool.
It's like borrowing a videotape from like Blockbuster or a Hollywood Video or something, right? You're allowed to borrow it. You're allowed to use it as long as it comes back no more than lightly sticky. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh god. Oh,
Do you remember Netflix when it used to just mail DVDs to your house and you'd open it and you'd be like, oh, what is this syrup across the disc? Like, what monster put this and returned it thinking that it was okay with syrup on it? Wait, this doesn't smell like syrup. What is this?
well,
we never had sticky discs when we had
was the daytime manager of an adult novelty store that did rental DVDs. Okay.
Why would you do it on the disc?
Yeah, it's they do it on their hands and then they don't care. They just throw it back in there and you got to take it with gloves and you spray it down. Yeah,
Nick's like pandemic. I'm used to it.
So I take off my ostentatious cloak and I put on whatever more environmentally suited clothing Nick provides.
Light. You're going into a rainforest in the summer. So who's wearing armor? Raise the hands. Oh, what kind of armor are we wearing?
Studded leather.
Okay, that's not that bad. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yes, I've got light Oriental armor. It is light.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have breastplate.
It's funny you say light Oriental armor. Does it have
Eastern? Yes, Eastern. I'm terrible.
Oriental is only considered offensive if you talk about people that way, if I remember correctly. But do you remember which armor it is?
It's Masterwork Eastern light armor.
I forgot Eastern armor existed.
I found it. Yeah. So.
And Jake, breastplate, that heavy metal armor, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All of those armors are going to impose penalties in the heat, but one of those armors is going to be worse than the others. So, the light armor is going to impose a +2 penalty. Sorry, -2 penalty to fortitude saves. The one's going to impose a -4. So, that's only if you find yourselves in the extreme heat at a point where it matters. So, any other preparations your characters want to take before you go into the forests?
I'm gonna take my malaria pill and
that.
You guys don't have access to healing potions or anything like that, do you?
No.
I have. I thought we could buy them at the beginning before the game started, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
we could.
Yeah. I carry 2 on me.
Okay, cool.
And 2 potions of magic weapon and blessed weapon.
Luckily,
You
when
never know.
Jake makes the alchemist's area, you guys will be able to get salves and whatnot, which is nice. Ew, Viking.
I'm not obviously taking an axe beak either.
You're not bringing one for extra food that carries itself?
Oh, sure. I mean, yeah, you can just carry food.
Oh, I meant...
That's more up to Nick. You know what I mean? Not me.
I mean, oh, look how convenient that my meal's on
walks.
wheels.
Nice. Oh, well done.
Yeah. Nick, I imagine you'll need the one additional axe beak, correct?
Yes, yeah, we can bring a pack beat. Are you going to try to ride it?
Me? No, I'm not gonna ride it.
All right, see how
If you
yeah,
do bring a
just
pack
be
beak, that means that's something that you are personally going to have to keep track of and maintain and so on and so forth, because he's not going to be able to do that for you. His handle animal is not high enough.
No ranks can handle animal.
Yeah. What about
I guess we're ready to go to Eldamar again. Time
Yeah.
2. Electric Boogaloo.
All right, cool. So, you can imagine the night before you guys go to Eldamar, there's a bit of a preparation that happens from Nick to you guys, giving you bits of because last time you just kind of like yeeted in there as quickly as you could to go and save your brother, right? This time you actually have a bit of preparations, a bit of warnings, and everything that happen. One of the big things that's going to be able to come from you is possibly going to be able to come from Ton Screet. He's going to have to roll a advisor check with a economy advisor check. This is, again, also going to be challenging. If Nick wants, he can push this if he likes to be a hard check for greater benefit. But that also means if he fails outright. So, what did I say it was? Average or hard? Your choice.
Oh boy. And what's Tonscrete rolling at here? A +7?
He's usually a +6, but he has a -1 from economy.
I would just go for the 12 with your rolling luck.
Anybody? Little Winnie's wisdom? No Winnie's wisdom? No.
No, I was given to Sal. Stop whining. Nope, nope, you
No,
can't have
I
it.
got one.
I told Sal he can't have it. I said Sal. I
you
meant
fuckers.
Joey. You guys are the same thing.
All right. Let's go hard. Let's go hard.
That's where like
Gotta-
focuses and whatnot will come in handy in the future.
Go hard or go home.
I believe in you.
I know.
I don't either. I wouldn't. That was terrible.
Roll luck. Luck it. Oh my god, Nick, come on. You had one. There's a 75% chance.
Oh well.
It's a 19, so it's a failure, but only by 1. There's nothing else that could have assisted him, is there? Nothing that I'm aware of.
I mean, this maybe have been his focus, right? Eldamar? Keeping that border safe?
I can check really quickly to see if he had a focus put in there. It's by Green. Green would have answered that question prior. I'll scroll up real quick. Green. Tonscrete. Focus. Good. In the sense of morality. Special trait. Axe speak training. Flaw. Stubborn and unyielding. Nope. Doesn't apply. Yes, but you can't beg for Winifred's and receive it. And it came after he was going to click, but before you saw the roll. So remember, there's a delay.
Oh.
So there's a delay for you guys on your side, probably about 7 or 8 seconds longer if you're mobile. If you're mobile, it's like 40 seconds. So continuing. So you guys get to. So yeah, with your 19 total, unfortunately, Tonscrete's not going to be able to come through with anything additional for you. Cool. So you guys get to. Well, if they beg, they can beg all they want, but they're not going to get it before their immediate roll. Come on, guys. You can aid. You just have to aid in advance before they start being like, I'm going to click the button now.
Roll 20 is freezing up.
So
I have to restart it quickly. Hang on.
Hold
my
on.
computer's lagging right now, guys. Oh, my mouse disconnected. I can't hit the button.
Hold on. My daughter came out of her room. 1 second. I've got to go and put her back in her cage. One second. Oh, that doesn't apply to you, Sel. It only applies to 3 of us. So,
My imaginary daughter that I keep in my imaginary cage, right, guys?
Do you know how babies are made, Sel?
well, funny enough, it starts with a cell.
But he
In
doesn't
fact.
because he's an incel. Sorry.
I didn't even set myself up for that one. That one just.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my god.
that's your name, buddy. That's your name. You chose it. Why did you choose Celsius again?
I was just saying words when I was like 13, and then I was just coming up with stuff, and then it landed on that.
Preordained.
It just happened.
Daelric is a name that you can find in the 3.0 Forgotten Realms book. Several pages in, as you turn the page on the left-hand side, there is a parchment there that says names of Faerun. And if you look down, I think it's what's the D? The D name country. Anyways, there's a country there that has a bunch of different names to it, and one of them is Daelric. And I found it, and I loved it, and I've used it ever since. So that and Xandos, those are the two that hell, my license plate used to be Xandos for many years. So, yeah. But anyways, continuing on. I don't think it was actually from the Dalelands Lightning. It might be on that page. If you have that book, totally check it out. But the Dalelands is there. There's another one. There's another nation over near the Dalelands. What's the V one that's right next to the Dalelands? You know where the Lich King used to be. It's escaping me now. Moving on. So
That's where Dave's character was from, right?
yeah. I remember
That's
how
gonna
many
bother
times-
me.
Yeah, because he said it like 6,000 times, right?
Yes.
Like, God, he said it so many times in that campaign, and it's killing it. Now I have to look it up. I'm so sorry. I have to. Oh, Vasa!
Vasa,
Vasa! Oh, my God.
I'm from the Vasa.
Okay.
Worse.
No. His character, remember, was a suit of armor.
Oh yes, that's right. The super intelligent, well composed barbarian.
Yep. That was a suit of armor. Yeah, I
Yeah.
said I allowed that.
But not a ripoff of Jesus Christ, why am I Brotherhood
Nope, not at all.
Alchemist? Yeah, I
Full
fucking
FMA. Nope, not at all.
yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, nope.
So we're heading into Eldamar, right? That's
Oh
a-
yes.
yeah. Sorry, we're going down rabbit holes of old campaigns. We could do that for a long time. So, Nick, your actual approach into Eldamar, are you going to follow the suggestion of Tonscrete, even though he wasn't able to pull through with anything additional for you? And you actually want to situate yourselves, you guys, right here. Now, I actually don't think I actually made a token for all three of you yet, because I don't think we made you guys all chose tokens yet, did you? For me to.
I thought we
drop
did. Didn't we go through?
Yeah,
Or
we did.
or did you decide you were going to try to find more? I don't remember.
No, if you actually found tokens and dropped them into Kajinxi chat, then I will totally grab those. I don't recall seeing you. I know
That
Sel
was
did,
forever
obviously,
ago.
and I
I
bought
think
them
we
on
did
Sel.
ages ago.
Yeah.
I can see if I can find them.
Yeah, sure. But in the meanwhile, so you're gonna go there, Nick, and I'm just gonna grab a different token to put there in the place for right now. We'll actually have it be this blank pog right here. So this will be you guys for the moment. This is actually where you're situated. So I imagine from here, so when you were still inside your home, and you guys were kind of like keeping safe or wherever there, one of the things that you wanted to do was kind of go over the details, give them a bit of a rundown, warning of what it is that exists inside Eldamar. For you to give this rundown, this warning to them, Nick, you can choose for 3 people to issue warnings to them. Yourself may be one of them. These are going to be knowledge nature, knowledge geography, survival checks. This is going to be kind of like the checks that are going to, or for instructing teacher, anything like that, any form of instructor or leader oratory, any like those kind of checks. Any one of your peoples that you think are skilled at this are welcome to do so.
So Tonscrete can do it as a survival check. So
Tonscrete's getting a lot of focus this session.
yeah. Well, you know, Shala fucking failed me.
Don't be mean to Steve.
You failed yourself.
I did. Yeah, we'll do Tonscrete. We'll do a survival.
By the
roll.
way, Nick, you did get a difference wisdom, just so you're aware. Cell still has.
Oh,
his.
that was actually very generous. Thank you. I'm sure I will need it at many points throughout the rest of the session.
Wow. Okay.
I can't even see that.
It's a 26.
Oh, ballin'. Discreet coming through.
All right, next.
Next. I got to do 3 rolls? Is that what you
Oh,
said?
yeah, you also had nature and geography. I imagine you feel that you've pretty much clenched survival. So nature and geography would be other good ones for you.
Yes. Who's got nature?
Roderick. No, that's Dencho, sorry. Kuchibashi.
Magister. What are you rocking?
Rayon is pretty intelligent, so he might be a good one for at least one of those.
Geography. Yeah, we'll give him
With
Rayon.
with what it was that was mentioned to you about Lenny beforehand and the fact that a list was given, you could actually have Rayon do a knowledge arcana instead of one of the other ones suggested to see if he could lend a degree of aid in finding those details.
That would be good. Yeah.
If you care to deviate from survival and move towards productivity.
So have Rayon do Knowledge Arcana to aid Lenny?
That's what Stella is requesting, I should say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, after Lenny strangles the woman, Rayon's gonna take Lenny out back and show him the pretty rabbit,
Wait, what the fuck? I thought
And
it was
then
showing
shoot.
just happened.
and then shoot him in the back of the head.
Lenny is a good dude.
Just circle. Anytime I hear Lenny, it's of mice and men.
Oh my god! I was like, what just happened? Where is
That's a
this going?
huge number. Is she better
is a
than
huge
Lenny at
number.
Knowledge Arcana?
19.
Rayon's a dude and plus 19.
He's better than Lenny.
I mean, his name's
Yeah.
Lenny.
Not
Nothing wrong with Lenny,
But-
buddy.
But Rayon's also a 61-year-old human.
Oh, so you're gonna die soon, unlike Lenny.
Yes, Lenny's got centuries left.
Let's be real here. Lenny is your advisor, so probably gonna die soon.
You know,
Wow.
I don't disagree. That's like a fair. That's a fair point. Like,
Also, Jake's advisors are gonna die soon, but that's because he's going to kill them.
Yeah, we'll just wait till your advisors start questioning your leadership or your
They won't
Yes,
live
sir.
long enough because I will natty one them into the grave.
see, and when they start questioning mine, I'll take it like a reasonable adult.
So Rayon crushes that.
Then everyone will question your leadership, and then you'll be ousted. Good work, Sal. Nice.
And what happens is this union just becomes a group suicide pact. What was that guy's name? Drinking the Kool-Aid again? Thanks, Sal.
I didn't make you guys sign blood packs, remember?
We're going full circle right now.
Okay.
But he will.
Go ahead.
Do we want to role play this massive?
Oh, well, and
35
then the last thing
Arcana
is
check?
going to be the a geography or nature check. If you want to have somebody else do one of those.
Let me see what my nature check is. Narin. Knowledge nature is a 7. That sucks. Yep. Sorry, y'all.
No, you're good. You ain't bothering me none. I was just making sure I had something set up for myself, which I do now, so I'm good.
Yeah, I guess I'll do knowledge nature. Unless Hoko's gonna come through. What about Shala? No, yeah. I'll do nature and Rayon will do geography.
Okay. Rayon's already did one, so you're just going to do nature. So, and then
I thought the Arcana was different.
no. That was his check instead of. That's what I said instead of.
Gotcha.
You're good,
gotcha,
you're good,
okay.
though. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just smoking them rocks.
Ah! How appropriate. Okay. So when Ryan looks at the when Ton Screen's giving some details to you guys about survival and everything that you need to focus on when you're going in there, he talks about the different smells of areas to get into that you need to worry about, the way that different types of roots will grow, the coloration of them, so on and so forth, if they're going to try to strangle you. To check for berries, different types of berries that are in there, the ones that are edible versus the ones that aren't. You actually want the ones that have a bit of a spike to them. They have natural defenses like that because that means that they're actually edible and safe on the inside versus the ones that are seem too easy to consume. That's because they themselves are poisonous, which is why that is their natural defense. You know, things like that what Tonscree gives to you guys, so that God forbid they're ever separated from you, or if they need to make snap decisions, or even just, walking about and not directly following in tow of Narin, that they won't necessarily fall immediate to the traps. He gives them a pretty good lesson, allowing them to roll against the various defenses that exist in there with a nice, healthy +2. Now, some of the checks in here, Nick doesn't even have to roll against, and others he'll roll against with a lower DC compared to the other two. But the two of you, the DC that you have to go against, you're going to have a nice healthy +2 against this. This is for identifying immediate dangers. This isn't going to last a long while. It's only going to last for a short period of time that you're inside there. But he's going to give you a few lessons that you can kind of carry with you. Moving on. What Rayon is able to do is look at the sketches, see the descriptions, and immediately pull out and describe areas that, because Rayon does not go into the woods. That is not a place for an old man like him. He will die. He's sickly. He's had many diseases that he's barely survived time and time again. So Rayon does not go into the woods. So he would be able to go against descriptions that others have had, small sketchings of landmarks and everything that people have had inside there, so on and so forth. And he would actually be able to gesture towards, if you remember, this is where it was that we had these. It can be found over here. And, the bark of this tree. We've discussed this before, Warlord, and we've decided that it might have actual value, but we weren't able to discern what value it is. A member of the Congress, well, you know, they have their ways. And, you know, kind of so on and so forth, pointing these out. Actually giving you effectively, like, if you wanted to hit, like, a friggin' driver's dine-ins and dives roadmap, more or less. So you kind of hit up all the trashy places that Guy Fieri has kind of visited. He's kind of, like, laid that out for you on your way visiting into the, what's it called? Eldamar. And I'm going to get to what that means in a second for you, okay, Nick? And then lastly, you tried to explain to them some basics about nature, some details pertaining to the woods and whatnot. But honestly, you've never been a very good teacher. A leader, sure. Yeah, nobody questions that. But a teacher? I mean, there's a reason why Tonscree handles teaching the Chocobo, right? Not you. There's a reason why you have Shala teaching the spies. There's a reason why, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You lead. You expect them to know. Moving on. What Rayon's able to discern for you is if you want to try to find all the details that you've discovered based off of what you've actually learned in the past, you actually want to go into the woods here, and then you guys have never really punctured much further than this area right here, but you were able to check this hex up here. It's going slightly to the north and slightly to the south. This whole area over here is going to be where you can kind of get most of the details that you wanted. If you really wanted to get the most effect of what they suggested, puncturing through here, and you kind of head south, and then you can continue south from there, eventually finding your way out and back home. You know what I mean? That's probably the best bet for you if you want to try to hit almost everything on that list. Your safest bet is going in and going either north or south, and then leaving. Less time, the better. Now, last thing we're going to go over before you guys actually start going in there. When it goes to traveling through lands like this kind of place, your party moves at the slowest speed of the party. So, hey, Jake. Hey, buddy. What's your speed in breastplate?
Well, I have a scorpion I can summon, so you know
Yeah,
whatever
but
that is.
how long does it last? Is it meant to move through
8
the
hours
woods?
or something, isn't it?
Is it meant to move through the woods?
And does it say you can't? You know.
No, really though. This works like Phantom Steed.
Yep.
Is it just thematically a Phantom Steed that looks like a scorpion, or is this
It is, yeah.
Ghost Wolf that looks like a
It's summon. No, it's summon. So I think it's like, isn't it? I've just got to hear it as mount. Maybe it's summon mount or something.
Oh, is it literally just like mount? Like the first
Yep.
level spell mount?
Yep.
Oh, it's not impressive at all. It's it's
Like Ghost Wolf, I can't get until like level 16 or some shit.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's 4th level.
Let me see. Yeah, literally the spell mount.
Yeah.
I see you summon. Is you have written here? You summon a giant scorpion, which thematically works, but that's not how the
Yeah.
spell classically works. 1 second. I just need to check something, because this matters for the sake of magic and rules and whatnot. So you summon a light horse or pony. Light horse.
Can it carry him?
Yeah, it just takes penalties. It's like, for instance, many years ago when I was like 21, I almost bought a Mustang, and I don't mean the car; I mean the horse. The reason why my girlfriend and I at the time didn't end up doing it is because while she would have been able to ride that Mustang as much as she liked, I weighing over 200 pounds was actually I could ride it, but over time it would cause back problems for the horse, slip discs, so on and so forth. And in case you don't know this, if you ride the same horse over and over again, a lot of its back problems you will actually develop yourself because of the way that you move on the horse. So that means I could potentially give myself back problems while giving the horse back problems, which sucks. Let's see. Here's a large animal. Its speed is 16 for a typical mount. So it's not showing me what its carrying capacity is it? No, you're a bastard. Really? How are you not showing this for me? That would just be you fucking helpful. So let's do carrying. So I didn't buy it. It was back around when Hidalgo came out. If you've never seen that movie, it's on fleek. So large is ×2 and large quadruped is ×3. I think. Yep, ×3. So light load for it, Jake, with its 76 strength. 76 times 3. Wait, click. There you go. 76 times 3 is 228 pounds without hurting it. Sorry, with it moving at full speed, but you obviously won't have that. You'll instead be in this category, which is 153 times 3. So 459 pounds. You easily fit into that category. So you're a medium load for it. Its normal speed is 50, but medium load for a... Does that bring it only to 40? I think it does. One moment. Medium load, medium load, medium load, medium load. Here we go. Reduced speed. Nope, brings us to 35 feet. So it brings the speed to 35. So that's what you guys will be moving at. Now, I assume, is this thing adorned with anything? Oh, no, I imagine not, because you just summon it, right?
No. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so its speed is 35 feet while you're sitting on it, because you got a big booty. And it lasts for 2 hours per caster level. Your caster level is?
Caster level 2.
So it lasts for 4 hours per casting, but you can just cast it twice, right?
If I need to, yeah.
Okay, so it gives you guys a proper 8 hours of travel at the speed of 35 feet without you having to slow it down because your speed is probably 20 feet. Okay, cool. Now that we did all that fun math, yay, everybody. One of the things I want to say is that traveling through harder terrains, it can be a bit difficult. Let's see, time across one hex. So when you're going through a hex like this right here, traveling through one hex is, for forests, is 12 hours. So if Nick makes a really good survival check to get you guys through there, you can go through one hex a day. If he does not make a really good survival check, it takes you a day and a half to go through this area. Hills also slow you down, and that first hex is a hill. So if Nick makes that good survival check right there, you guys get most of the way through the first hex in day 1. And that's just traveling through. Actually exploring hexes at your speed, after the on top of the travel times, you have to add 3 days on top of the travel time to travel through it. So that means that and there's a check involved for that. So once you leave here and you go into this hex here, snapping. So this little hex inside here that you guys are looking to kind of, check out, explore, whatever it is, which is good for you, Nick. This means that you could potentially claim it in the future if you wanted to, right? So this hex inside here, you're going to want to spend almost 2 days traveling plus 3 days exploring, just to be able to map it out well enough that you understand it well enough and potentially find valuable things in there as you're going. Okay? Strength is 16, Viking. Yes, for the horse. Yes. For the light horse. Any questions about that? Does that all make sense to you?
That sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. show. That might be the case, Steve. I honestly didn't look. But show. Let's go. Cool. Let's get in this. Nick, for you guys immediately kind of like leaving your land and going into that area, are you actually bringing any individuals with you, or are you? No, it's just the three of us. We got this. And Tonscree is hanging back at where I currently have a shield set.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Actually, Cell, you want to do me a favor? I don't know if it's possible. The 3 different flags that you made for everybody, could you put them into here? I'm gonna do this. Wait, no, wrong button.
Yeah, I could do that. Put them into a token.
Yeah, but like I don't know if you. Okay, almost like this hex shape. Wait, what do you press? I thought it was Shift Z to show it to everybody. There you go. So you can either like maybe set it so it's like in the middle of the black of that token right there. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah, I can do that.
or do it whatever style way that you want that you think looks pretty. You know what I mean? If you need hex colors, I have every color of hex, as you can see with all of these. So you let me know what you need, and I can send it to you as a PNG. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Did you just right click and open that image on its own, so you can download it? All right, cool. Thanks.
I got it.
Thanks. You're the best.
I also got all the tokens that Nick and Jake wanted.
Awesome. I'll do that tonight before bedtime. Awesome. So back to the game. So Nick, what you're going to do is you're going to be leaving Tonscree here, and then you guys are going to start moving in, right? Perfect. So why don't you go ahead and for that initial survival check, initially going in there, why don't you roll that for me? And you're not getting the aid from them. They don't know it well enough to aid you.
My survival's not that great, by the way.
What are you talking about? You're great. That's fantastic. This is not at all dangerous that you're leading them in there by yourself. All right, cool. Nick, I want you to go ahead and describe for me. I mean, obviously, I've described the woods to you several times and to everybody several times. Why don't you describe the way that Narin actually leads them onto this expedition? I mean, he has an idea of what he wants to do. He knows he's never traveled from this hill that you're on more than, say, 24, maybe 30 miles west of here. How does he describe this kind of like movement into this very thick, very dense, hillocky rainforest filled with magical beasts and bugs and whatnot?
Basically, the way to go is to kind of lean forward and streamline yourself with the axe beak and let the axe beak navigate through the brush, kind of like poking through, and that's how we go single file, following through, trying not to get snagged up on vines overhanging and where the the roots are too high or too dense. You go through. I imagine it's like tropical rainforesty kind of thing. So sometimes we're going under trees, sometimes we're going over them, kind of weaving in and out.
Yeah, Aeroth is more or less like Australia, right? So it's a southern hemisphere continent, and you're in the northern part of it. So yeah, it's fucking hot as balls up north. So yeah, this is pretty rough. Except they actually have trees there. Australia, they just burn them. So yeah, a little difference there. Oh wait, is Josh here? Yes, he likes to set fires. No, too soon. R.I.P. So. All right. So Nick, it's funny as you're describing that, gave me thoughts of what's his name, Toothless, in the first How to Train Your Dragon movie, and him kind of like dodging and weaving through the Anyways, does your character carry a wakizashi or a machete or a khopesh or anything that would be used for like kind of cutting these vines and whatnot that you are trying not to get tangled in as the axe beak is doing work for you?
No. Not on my character sheet.
Okay. You can easily add something like that to your character. I'm not gonna. Oh no! Yeah. Here they go. Like you guys had more or less free reign to grab your early equipment. So.
Yeah, a short sword would be.
So that being said, would the other characters have also grabbed equipment that likely would have been advised to them? Well, you guys didn't roll geography, but you did get a decent survival. Would you guys have also grabbed similar machetes or whatever?
Well, I'm taking my lead from Naren. So whatever he tells us to bring or whatever he brings, I'll bring.
I would suggest for the stats of a good weapon to ask as like a machete is if you look up the stats for Pathfinder Dog Slicer. Don't ask.
Goblin weapon, right?
Oh, oh yes, that's right. You played the Kingmaker game. That's right. Yeah, so Pathfinder Dog Slicer, that would give you the opportunity to kind of figure that out. So, Nick, you're obviously doing that, and you give that suggestion to, what's his name, who's doing it as well, allowing the axe speak. Literally, it's kind of like leaning into the axe speak and allowing him to do it. So, you want to go ahead and roll me a ride check?
Yeah, sure. -5.
Please and thank you.
Ride, -5. So I don't fail, so I don't have to add another -2 to it. I'm fine.
Absolutely no problem following in suit. Your axe speak is more or less acting as the plug to his lead. So you're just kind of like following suit. Most of the time that vines are going to be in the way. Axe speaks, again, they're called axe speaks, but because of the shape of their head and how razor sharp their beaks are and whatnot. But not razor sharp in the sense of they don't smash their faces into things like you're watching that garbage Quest to Camelot kids movie. You know what I mean? They are they have extremely powerful and sharp beaks for the sense of like biting and snapping things that way. They can sever stuff incredibly easily, deep into things similar to how an axe could. And again, it's also the shape of their beak looks like an axe. Shape of their head gives them a bit of an axe look to it. So you can imagine this thing is also cutting vines literally by biting them as it's making its own way through, or just nimbly moving around them because this is its native terrain. And these specific axe beak have been trained to have a rider on them, navigating through this terrain for their entire life effectively. Jake, however, you're following behind them without an axe beak to guide you. What is it you're doing to kind of keep in tow behind them without getting snagged up?
I mean,
Don't say set it on fire.
Okay, I'm out of my element here. I'm trying to do whatever they're doing, but really I'm just trying to keep up, follow along.
Okay. So then just because it's a bit more difficult for you than it is for them, I also need a ride check for you. You however, don't get the -5, thank God.
One thing though is if this becomes too difficult consistently, I will walk. But he is right. 10.
Okay. And what were you using about the snags and whatnot? Did you grab a machete or what did you do?
I took my lead from them, from Naren. So if he grabbed one, I would have grabbed one.
Could you go ahead and roll me a survival check?
Yeah.
Don't forget it's a +2.
It's 2 on that.
Cool. So even though you're consistently getting snagged up, you're not able to fall around. I mean, let's be honest. Not only are you thicker, than either of them, so isn't your mount, right? The scorpion low to the ground, which means there's more roots and whatnot to deal with, more low brush and whatnot to deal with, and wider, right? Because how wide set it is. Mm-hmm. It makes it a bit more difficult. You can't easily weave around the traffic here that as you could if you just had a cute little sedan. So you're spending much of your time hacking through tons of vines. Now you're able to keep pace with them because of two things. One, you're skilled at hacking, and two, your muscles don't wear down very easily. However, this does mean that you're leading a much more obvious trail behind you should somebody else choose to follow it. Fun thing about that, Nick, while you are probably eventually becoming aware, roll me a perception check.
Not bad.
What's not bad?
My perception check. Get a roll.
Did you guys see it? Sal and Jake, remember that
Weird.
period of time where you guys would have to press it and you'd see it and nobody else would see it and so it doesn't count?
Oh, come on. It was a 12.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, there it went.
well, where'd all those dog slicers come in?
It's just my my sheet being ridiculous.
That's what jammed it up, I believe. So either way, so cool. Yeah, you got a good check. So one of the things you're going to notice is while you are aware of what it is, several hours into the first day of traveling, what it is that Varix has to do to get there. I don't know if you would address this or not in any situation. I'll leave that to you in a moment. While unfortunately that does make a path more easy for others to trek you here, also unfortunately you've learned the hard way that this doesn't necessarily mean you also have an easy path to follow back home, because the vines here and everything regrow so quickly or overtaken by others so quickly that it ends up closing itself up in the next day anyways. So it's not like you guys can use this as a way to track yourself back home. It's just others can use it to follow behind you if they were looking to do so, or stumbled across the path. How do you approach this, if at all?
Yeah, I don't see a way to change it right now. I'm not going to make Jake a better navigator through. Yeah. So basically, I'm just going to warn him. Shit. I always forget names. What's your name again?
Tessel.
Tessel. Yes.
No.
No.
Me or him?
Is Tessel the one doing poorly, or is it Varix?
Oh, Varix is, sorry.
Varix, sorry.
Oh, you said through, sorry.
So basically, Varix, you're creating a very good trail for us to be tracked with. While I understand this isn't your forte, if you're creating the trail, then you're responsible for watching our back.
This area is extremely unfamiliar to me, but I'll do what I can.
So you take rear guard then?
I do.
Excellent. Moving forward.
Cool. With that being said, Nick, choose a name in chat that you want to roll a D100. Let's give chat a moment to say me or I or pick me or whatever they want to see what names pop up, because nobody's talked in a while. And while that's happening, you guys continue moving forward. Woo! I like that one. So anyways, while you guys continue moving forward, the day is, again, for the two of you that are not familiar with this is grueling. It is hot as hell in here. It is so uncomfortable. It's not like, oh, we're just like sitting on a bird and going for a walk or whatever it is. It's not a simple walk. No, like, Jake, this is traveling through the roughest areas that you can imagine in the Barren Lands and stacking on top of it all the shit around you, right? Like, you didn't realize that they could be worse than the Barren Lands, but somehow Eldamar makes it worse. And the worst part of it, it's all beautiful. You're looking around like, wow, that's a stunning view. It's trying to kill me. Let's go this way. You know what I mean? Like, it's so frustrating because you want to stop and be in awe of it. But unfortunately, it's just so difficult navigating. Nick, you want to make that choice?
Sure thing. Ric Flair for the win.
Ric Flair. Woo! Oh, my voice can't do it still. I never got it back. I can't snap that throat open, boys.
Keep that throat, watered.
Oh, actually, Gary had suggested to me forever beforehand, Nick, Singer's Lubricant. Are you familiar with Singer's Lubricant?
I am not, but I heard if you feed Cell some pears, his lips get nice and fluffy.
Yeah, and my throat gets a little closed up too, buddy.
All the bet you're just selling it. You're just selling it. How do you still have that V card?
Oh. Oh. Anyways, so
they rolled a 99 on a D100.
I saw that. So this is awesome. I hate it. Varix and Eldamar. That's what I hate it. Varix and Eldamar. All right, cool. 99 out of 100. Jake, roll me your perception check.
High was bad.
That's how many bees are coming after us right now.
Let's go.
Crit success.
Jake, you notice that there is, in fact, something following behind you. There are a few strange-looking creatures following behind. At first, you think it's bugs. Bees, for that matter.
Sturgis.
Then, the volume of them as they're flying along, it gets you annoyed, like they might be the sturges that you've encountered before. But something catches your eye. Oh, they're different. They're different somehow. They look different from those. Too colorful. Too many, almost like rainbow-like colors coming off of them.
My fucking Fey touch Sturgis.
Well, he would just try and catch up to the other two and say, Naren, there's something pursuing us. Lots of something. Thought they were bugs, but I'm not so sure.
Informative.
Yeah, well, that's what I know.
Okay, so I'll try to do like a nature check to figure out what it is based on his description, and then I'll say,
Can I not show you them?
He can point out where they are. I imagine you like that right there, that thing.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yep, makes sense.
pretty bug. So should I roll nature? Or?
Yep. You can go ahead and roll nature check for me, sir. I didn't see your result. Oh, 16. Are you
16,
satisfied with
yeah.
that 16, or do you actually want to affect that to some degree?
I'm satisfied with that.
Okay. So, one of the things that you're going to notice, Nick, is that the creature that he noticed is actually a very, very small creature. Unfortunately, it's not one creature; it's multiple creatures. It's actually sprites, little tiny sprites. They are the kind that you're seeing here. They can certainly swarm if you piss them off enough, or if you go intruding into their area. So you want to make sure that you're kind of a little careful about where it is you move going forward, or so on and so forth. However, these sprites are, while, shall we say, chaotic in nature, they can also be very useful. See, the problem is these sprites, they like to be entertained. And as long as, because they're very simple creatures. I mean, they themselves, each of them is diminutive in size. Diminutive is like the size of, like, say, a mouse, like a field mouse. They're all very, very small, right? So they're diminutive in size. And they just like enjoy. They like, so they tend to be very mischievous because it gives them chuckles and laughs. If you anger them, they find joy in the pains that they can give to others because, again, they do it mischievously. You can kind of like slow down, find out where it is that their kind of like home is, and try to avoid that, wherever it is they're defending or guarding or find to be their own right now. Or you can try to manipulate the situation to your favor. It's entirely up to you. But if these things choose to flare up, usually within 10 seconds or so, they could be as many as thousands of them appearing all at once, swarming. And I mean like literally like thousands of them. 3, 4, who knows? You can't count that high. You have no idea.
That's where I turn to Cell and say, "Clown, dance." No, I'm just kidding. No. To be honest with you, these things are very fickle. They are sprites. They have their uses. In my opinion, the situation is best avoided. Tread carefully. Let's try to evade. I do, if it looks like things are going to go well, or they're still following us after we try to evade, I do have an idea to try to set up one of the camouflage nets and just lead them into a trap and collapse the net.
I believe my sage Lenny wanted to capture some, if that's a possibility.
It is a very dangerous possibility and not recommended.
I go to your wisdom in this case.
That is my judgment.
Judgment has passed.
And Barracks, they're not tasty.
Noted.
Okay. Varix, looking back at the area, kind of like taking note of this, one of the things you can tell is like focusing in on them, hearing like, the sprites and whatnot. You see, they do actually look like humanoid creatures with little fluttering wings behind them, but there's so many of them, move about so quickly, and they tend to move with either like little sparks of light that kind of catch your eye over here, and then they dim their light and fly over there so quickly so like your eye is distracted so you don't notice them, or they shine their light as they come into view from behind something so bright like you can't quite make out the detail that's there, and they use a lot of this like little sparking and coloration and whatnot to throw you off, as well as being able to be hundreds of colors that you're seeing there, all sorts of greens and pinks and blues and colors that your character's never seen before. Again, it's one of those things where you can't help but be mesmerized because of how genuinely beautiful these are. Not to the point where like you're like oh or anything, but just it catches your eye and certainly holds your attention to a degree. So Nick, what is the official way that you want to handle the situation?
I'm going to try to nope the fuck right out of here.
Okay, so you don't want to try to use them beneficially. You want to try to identify where their home is and leave.
Yes.
Cool. Then you can actually go ahead and I'm going to allow you to actually re-roll me a nature check or survival check, either one of those. You do have a benefit to this. You're very close to your home still.
All right, we'll go to nature.
That could have been your
Luck?
moment to use your Winifred's wisdom.
Nope.
I would say luck it just to get above 10.
He's going to get exactly a 10.
And that is correct.
I know. All right. So, anyways, you're trying to find out which way is their home. You're trying to navigate them out of there. You don't want to deal with the situation, so you continue moving on. I'm gonna have all of you guys roll me a sense motive.
Oh, wonderful. Can't wait to fail it and then get a -2 to it. Oh wait, I already have a -2 to it still.
I do want to modify theirs.
You got the highest.
Nick, do you want me to modify it?
That's up to you.
I think 18's pretty good. If we fail with an 18, I don't know.
I'm trying to save that the Winnie's Wiz there to get us the hell out of here. If we need it.
You know what? I think I'll luck it. I think knowing will. You know, Nick rolled 2 so far. Ones I rolled 4.
Of course.
22.
You're a lot better than Nick. All right, cool. So you
That's hurtful.
I mean,
It's not true.
it's factual.
You're better at dice rolling.
Just a better person.
I mean, that's probably true as well. Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, so the you are trying to like move your way along for where it is you think is your home, but Sel, it's actually Tessel that notices these creatures seem to be, the colors are changing a bit more. Maybe he just isn't paying as much attention to this sort of thing, but it seems like their colors are shifting a bit more towards less of the cooler colors and more of the exciting colors, more oranges and hot pinks and reds and stuff like that. And they seem to be buzzing about a little bit more actively than they were beforehand. Sure. There was many of them behind you, kind of like dancing along the branches and noticing you guys, and kind of like being a little bit playful, but not too directly interacting with you, right? Just a little bit here and there. But now you see there's less behind you, and there's also more in front of you. Like, you have no idea how many are about, but of those that are visible, maybe like a good, it was like 1 or 2% before, but now like a good like 15-20% are in front of you as their actions and everything change.
Naren, I believe the sprites, they're acting almost agitated. The colors are shifting towards those of aggression rather than calm. I believe we may be heading in towards their nest.
I should probably roll something to determine my response here. I feel should
Sure,
be
go ahead.
appropriate. And what should I? A nature again? A wisdom? Raw wisdom? I don't know.
You go right ahead. Whatever you feel is necessary.
Don't put this on me.
I'll put it all on you.
Sense motive probably again.
Sense motive is titillation.
Yeah,
Hey, big boy.
you're a fucking handle animal.
Or you'd be like, you know what? He sounds like he's right. We should go somewhere else.
He wants to roll for his response.
I know.
I do. I feel like that's more natural. And to be honest with you, your character just hasn't made himself trustworthy. Not like mine has either. But,
You're not wrong. Listen, I failed so many will saves this game.
yeah, we'll go nature. Bam. Okay.
Hey, Fitz, just so you know, instead of a knit, it's daddy's. And instead of roll, you just exclamation point D in the die you want to roll. D4, D6, D8, D10, D100, D20, D1000. I haven't put multiple for dice yet, so I don't have like 2D6 or anything like that yet. I'm sure I can get that in there, though. So anyways, you rolled very well. It's a 26. You kind of like looking at them and kind of like as he points it out to you, it becomes apparent to all three of you, right? All of you are aware of what's happening here because he pointed it out. It's like, well, we definitely see what is it you're describing in. Yes, I see why you're interpreting it that way. Okay. All right. And so, Nick, you rolling a nature check there with a 26. You determine, like, they don't really live near, he said near their hive or nest or whatever word he said. They don't typically live near those. They tend to live near areas like small groves, areas where trees grow a bit different and whatnot. Now, you've long had theories about what it is that happens to be near there. Maybe that's where other types of fae happen to exist. Maybe they're the larger sprites that you've seen before, or pixies, or maybe even these could even be guardians to areas that might have something a bit more fruitful, like the ancient oak trees that have been discussed beforehand. That the ancient oak trees that are believed to be sentient, right? It's also potentially what's guarding some of the other treasures that can be found deep inside these woods. You know that continuing down this path, it looks as though with the way that things are growing around here, it looks as though there might be treasures on the other side. Or you could, again, just abandon this altogether. Just like, you know what, you're right, going this way is bad. Let's not go this way. We can back up or go a different route entirely to continue our exploration of the area.
So, would I be able to wild empathy these bitches?
They're unfortunately fae, and so wild empathy doesn't work on fae. It works on magical beasts and animals. Unless you have a special feature that I don't know about.
Not for fae, I don't believe. But they do like to be entertained. Does anyone have a entertainment skill?
I'm a good orator.
I knew that was coming. Start telling them terrible jokes.
It's more of like storytelling.
Who wants to trigger the terrible jokes inside Twitch? So Cell can just read those out loud.
I forgot the command for it.
I always forget the command because I almost never type it. I think it's Daelric jokes.
It's always Steve.
Or Dale jokes. Oh, it's Dale jokes. There you go. Oh, you want to read us the first three and then roll us your perform oratory?
Did you hear about the submarine industry? It really took a dive.
Oh. Ouch. Can we get some more chat? Huh.
I'll roll my own.
All right. Go ahead, Sal.
What do you call a bee that lives in America? A USB.
Oh, God.
All right, well, someone else got to put it in there.
This is some low-tier comedy.
I'm not going to read your joke, Joey. It's not worth my time. Uh, what did the traffic light say to the car it passed? Don't look, I'm changing. I don't even get that.
The light's changing, so it's naked at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that wasn't good. Fitz, let's go through Fitz. What creature is smarter than a talking parrot? A spelling bee.
All right. They could say.
I just
animal.
think it's funny that Cells never, didn't get the changing joke.
Well,
Why are you so mean to poor Sal?
I initially thought it was about like a car changing lanes or something when I was
That's good.
passing.
That's good. Innocence is good. Stay pure.
I'm gonna put my Winifred's wisdom on this roll.
And I don't understand why they said creature as opposed to animal. I think the person that wrote that joke doesn't realize that bugs are animals too. So that's why they probably didn't feel comfortable writing what animal is smarter than a talking parrot. So what creature is like? That's a weird step back, don't you feel?
So I'm rolling with the +5 from
Fine,
Winifred's wisdom.
Sal. Focus the game.
So that's a 31.
Oof, nice.
I'd like to start telling stories and to the spirits, hoping it entertains them.
Yeah, that's I don't know if you know this, or you pass a DC 30. That's something that over time could eventually gain otherworldly attention. Except you're doing a DC 31 against specifically otherworldly creature. Do you want to that included your +5, right? Yeah, it did.
Yes.
Did you want to modify that with luck?
What do you guys think?
If you get a 4, that breaks the 35 barrier. So
We don't got a lot of luck. We only got 2 left, unless more chat put it in. I gotta do it in chat, so I'm gonna press it.
do it.
I nicked it.
Oh,
Oh no, it's a thing.
sorry if you're playing 5e, you could Eric things. So anyways, that totally means fall asleep during the session, even though you're live.
Only I and a couple other
Dude,
people know what you're talking about.
Eric, on Friday last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Oh my god, I totally Eric. It's hilarious. All right. Anyways, so yeah, you sit there and you start telling them stories. Sel, what stories does Tesla talk about to these fake creatures?
What does he know about fake creatures?
No, it doesn't have to be about them.
No,
It's
just
stories
like,
you tell to them.
yeah, no, but do I know like they like whimsical stories? Like,
You know that these creatures are whimsical in nature, specifically. Beyond that, you have no idea.
so I guess he starts off with like his exciting story of his rise from like basically his backstory, right? His rise to take over his clan, right? Telling more funny stories from his time working in the mine. I guess he does a full spread of like he goes through like
What
because he doesn't know the taste.
funny stories from your time working in a mine? I was swinging this axe, and that day my black lung just wasn't that bad. Like that's a funny story.
You don't know. You could find like I don't know. Something could have happened. Okay, his times doing maybe like expeditionary trips into Parendel to like see what's up with it. Right when he was younger. I don't know. Just like it's a whole breadth of like types of stories because he doesn't know what they like.
Yep. Nope. That's fine. All right.
And
cool.
as they like react positively, he goes down that path more. I guess reinforce it.
Yeah, so exactly you just said, because so one of the big things that makes a good orator, or a big joke teller, storyteller, whatever it is being able to see what people react to and continue like going that way, right? So you are doing exactly that, and you captivate them. I mean, we're talking effectively cast the fucking spell enthrall on them, right? You captivate the audience of this. Again, they continue appearing. At first, you see like dozens and there's hundreds, right, that are kind of like behind you. But as you like stop to address them, and at this point in time, there's like several hundred of them. As you stop to be like, all right, no, I'm gonna try something. You start trying to entertain them. That hundreds multiplies. I mean, you can't count that high, not easily, but there's definitely 1,000. Did they double in number? They double again? You know what I mean? Like it's there's thousands of them. There's literally thousands of them all about, and they're entranced, leaning on each other, lying on leaves, like their hands in their head in their hands, with their feet kicked up behind them. like lounging about over there. Some of them literally handing off other bits of dried up old leaf and, lighting it up and smoking it and handing it to the other one. They're just entranced watching this like incredible show, this incredible storytelling that you're doing. Nick, Narin sees an opportunity here. They are entranced. Sure, they can be satisfied, and then you guys can move on, move away, whatever direction you choose to go. But at the same time, they're completely entranced by them.
Oh. We're going to capture these fuckers?
No, one spot. Blast them.
Fireball. Wait.
Again.
No, net them up.
Notice. Well, again, there's thousands. That's going to be difficult to do. But notice who immediately went to fire in the forest. Just saying.
True blue, right?
True
Isn't
blue.
that what you guys say?
True blue.
True blue.
Yeah, raid, pillage, and burn. Way to go. I mean, is there a way to just take them all out?
Oh, are you looking to kill them? Sure. Yeah.
No,
Wait,
I don't know.
I think
like a
Scott was getting
fireball.
at I think Scott was getting at that you guys can go gather the resource while I continue to distract them.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Because I can continue telling them the stories and you guys can go.
Yeah, so while they're there, why don't we go and try to raid the treasure box? That's what you're getting at.
Sure.
It's basically like putting in the videotape for the kiddies while you take mom around back and,
I guess the other option that I could think of is that we add to it to make them even more friendly by if you guys have anything you can add to.
It's better. It's even better that Cell just glosses right over that. Scarring?
I just ignored it. I didn't think it was worth it.
Honestly, it just makes me think of the sorry, it just made me think of an old Jim Jeffries joke. So but anyways, keep going.
Yeah, I don't know if we can add to it, but it's most likely we're going to capitalize on the distraction. While you're doing that, we're going to go raid.
Why don't you do you want to roll stealth? Just try to get out of here.
Do I want to? No, I don't.
I'm probably the only one with a decent, half decent stealth.
Unless you can lead them away while we continue going, and start walking them away while
They
we
can
go in the other
understand
direction.
me.
Yes.
Wait. So they understand Karuk?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think about that till just right now. I'm sorry. I don't think I could. I mean, I don't want to lead them because then I'm gonna get lost in the woods.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like to say that again, but this time with a bit of melody to it?
What?
Lost in no.
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 Only me.
Only you.
Jake knows
You
what
guys
I'm talking
can't.
about.
You can't sneak
Jake,
away
you
at
know what
all.
I'm talking about.
What's your stealth, Nick?
0.
Oh, and Jake's probably negative something.
Yeah, that's why I was like, this is going to be bad.
You can certainly try to bluff and be like, I gotta poop over way over there.
You know
I get
what?
Shy.
After I'm telling the stories.
Hold on.
Kessel-
This is still while you're telling stories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just try to stealth it. Fuck it.
All right. We still have that Winifred, sir.
I think now might be the time to use it.
I think that's what we're going to do.
All right,
So-
apply it under miscellaneous or temp or whatever.
Or I can just slash R 1d20 plus 5. So.
You don't have anything inside.
No.
Oh,
He has no.
boy.
Do you have no bonus to Dex, or just your armor cancels it?
I got nothing. I am goose egg. I could.
Yeah, because his dex
use-
is a +3, and then his armor cancels that. Yep.
I could use my vest, which gives me 3 shots of freedom of movement per day. If that
Ooh.
would.
Actually, yeah. I'm almost positive freedom of movement would lighten up your stuff there. Let me actually just read it real quick. That actually might be a good thing to do in general because it would also make it so you can actually get away quicker. So you're not moving through half speed. 1 second. Under influence of magic that usually there's a paralysis, solid fog, slow web. All combat maneuver tricks made to grapple automatically fail. Succeed on combat maneuver. The spell also allows us to move and attack normally while underwater, even with slashing weapons such as axes, swords, or bludgeoning weapons such as flails, hammers. It doesn't explicitly say that, but it doesn't explicitly say that freedom of
It
movement.
says you get to touch to move and attack normally. His normal move and
while
attack.
underwater.
Well, no. The first line is just the first line. This spell enables you or a creature you touch to move, attack normally for the duration of the spell. That's the first line of the spell.
Yeah, and then it continues at the even under. You're right.
So I assume normally would be without the penalty from the armor.
And move would be stealth. So yeah, okay, I'm fine with it. I mean, to me, it makes logical sense it would apply. Nick, I'm going to say yes. Not only does it allow you to move at your speed, no problems, without being hindered because they're in a goddamn rainforest, but on top of that, you don't deal with your penalties. So, best way to deal with that on your character sheet, where are you, Kushibashi? As you go to additional, we unequip your armor right here. Come back over here, apply your 5 modifier to stealth. While
Gotcha.
your armor still has not... Oh, wait. Do you also have a medium load on you? It's because you also carry... Why do you have a medium load? Oh, all of your coins.
Oh yeah. I'm guessing I wouldn't have taken 5,000 gold.
Oh my
with
god,
me.
you know what's funny? Is your armor actually only gives you a -1.
Is that all just my loot?
Yeah, that was literally just your gold that would have... Yeah, so I unclicked it because you're not carrying it all on you.
Is your armor masterwork?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Masterwork Eastern Light Armor. So it's
Well,
actually
then it
only
would-
-1.
Then is it -2 by default? Because if it's masterwork,
Yeah.
it moves in
Correct,
-1.
Yeah. So I'm unequipping it for now, so you can make your roll with the +8.
Sweet.
Home,
Survival.
Alabama.
And then add the 5 in there. Right. Yeah, bam. Jesus.
Yes, my child. Would you like to luck that to enhance it a bit further against their perceptions?
Sure, why not? Is this the last one? Oh, it's not a 1. It's not a 1.
Well, luckily for you, they're quite distracted. They're entranced by a 30 check. So usually they have a +14 perception. But instead I'll give them a -10 for +4.
Wrecked.
What are the? There's a 5% chance.
Nope. This is me rolling. There's like a 33%
Oh my
chance.
god, wrecked. What a waste.
Wow, that was.
Well, they only see you starting to move away. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah, but that could quickly anger them.
No,
Let's hope not.
Let's see how the response goes.
Okay. Now they have to, of course, sense motive is... Nick, roll me a perception check.
Oh my god.
You don't notice it. Sell. So it's up to you, buddy. Sense motive.
Oh God.
Jake, Jake, you can sense motive as well.
Do I fail that sense motive?
That's up to you, man.
No. I said, do I fail it?
Do you
Did I
wanna
fail
modify
it?
Oh my god, what is going on?
I'm entranced. I'm listening to Sal's.
My story's really good.
story.
I can't blame him. Did I fail this sense motive? I just need to know because of my drawbacks.
So you're not modifying it. Gotcha.
We can't. modify it.
Unfortunately, no. You sorry, yes, you did fail it.
Understood.
So, though, anybody getting an inkling that they notice Nick's character moving along, they are going to sense motive without any impedance against what Nick is doing. Nick, you of course do not get to have an active bluff check on this one because you're just, of course, taking a flat 10, which is a 13 total. Unfortunately for you, they roll sense motive with a +9. So I have to roll really low.
Nat 1.
That's not going to happen.
You guys aren't chanting with me. It's not going to work if you don't put our energy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is all your fault. Okay.
Question is, where is that? If this is a physical die, we'd knock that die to see where it landed. But
It's a 10.
yeah. It's not clearly a 10, but yeah. So it's a 10. So they, of course, get the idea that Nick is trying to sneak away. Now, these sprites, to be clear, Cell, while they understand you, they also can technically speak as well. And so you start hearing, a bit of buzzing happening around you. And then eventually the buzzing and whatnot, you see the colors. This is too late, mind you. You see the color. It's too late for you to notice in advance, like a distraction. You see the colors starting to change again from being these like very calm, soft, pale blues, almost white in color. These very, very gentle colored greens, like these very, very soft, almost like if you mixed mint ice cream and vanilla ice cream together, because that's how I define the world, is through ice cream. These very soft colored greens and blues start all of a sudden changing. Sharper green, sharper blues, a bit of orange, and some light pinks inside there start to change as there's a bit of buzzing and looking about and kind of like twerking and that's working. Kind of like jerking about to go.
That doesn't sound much better.
To go and investigate what it is that Nick's character is doing.
I guess as I wrap up the story.
This is in the middle of your story. He was trying to do it earlier on to sneak away without them notice. So it's unfortunately not wrapping up the story that you're seeing. This is during it.
Yeah, I don't want to stop it. That's going to be worse. So this is up to you, Nick, right now.
Can I diplomacy them?
Well, they haven't really done anything yet, and they haven't actually noticed yet because you rolled garbage on your perception.
So he's going.
So yeah, I mean, if I don't know, I'm just gonna keep stealthing.
Yep, I was seeing if Sel was going to try to intervene anywhere, if he's just going to try to hold their attention.
I guess, I mean, if like they start to flare up, he would pause the story for a moment. Does a story bother you? I can change it to another if you wish. He just says it to the crowd of sprites.
So the sprites, where's he going? Where's he going? Where is he going?
He looks confused. And then he turns, I guess, to like look to see what they're talking about.
Yeah, you see like 5 dozen points towards him from all around.
Naren, you didn't have to be scared to go to the bathroom without at least telling us.
Bluff check.
I have to try. Luckily, I'm pretty good at that.
You know what my sense motive is. Are you happy with that?
Well, I'm gonna try luck. 25.
Okay. Nick, you hear him say, Naren, you didn't have to be so shy to go to the bathroom, da-da-da. What do you do?
Oh boy, my bluff's not very good.
Oh.
Nick built a warrior, not a role player.
I built a warrior and a diplomat.
Whoa, hold on, wait a second. Your bluff's not good, and you're a diplomat? Is your name Ted Cruz?
How?
No, because I don't lie.
That's why. Well, I just extend the truth to not get murdered by a bunch of sprites in the forest.
Oh, what to do? What to do?
Go take a piss, literally.
Or is that a con check to force out? Force the stream.
Which stat represents the prostate being in the way. How old's your character?
Yeah, am I 30 yet?
Whoa, 30. Whoa, it's too young.
Wait, no. But half orcs are different.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Actually, I would just be like, I was just looking to see if there was a leader of this tribe of sprites. I'd like to parlay, and I didn't want to disturb you in the middle of your story.
It is rude practice to interrupt a story as such. You've disturbed the sprites. We were having a wonderful time. We should wait till we finish this story, or finish the storytelling, and then we should talk about parlaying.
Agreed.
Nick, bluff check. You get a +3 from Cell.
Oh, Jesus.
You are a lucky motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I'm not. That's why this doesn't matter.
This is ironically what Testel's supposed to be good at. Parlay.
Does that include the +3?
Yeah.
Like it. I don't care. Just hit the like button.
Oh my god, man.
Fuck.
Wah.
We could have hoped.
That's fine. It is
That's
what
still
it
really
is.
good.
Time to make an alt so I can refill the log pool.
So we're gonna have to make new characters next week.
So, so with your 21 and your 25, I'm gonna roll my my insight, my sense.
You know what? They have penalties because they don't want to believe we do wrong, and because of how much they love the story.
I mean, I did say they were
Is
distracted.
the 21 including the +3 from Cell?
Yes. It is.
He has no points in bluff. He has
I
3
have
from his
3.
charisma.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck.
Funny enough, that actually does not beat your 25. And Nick wasn't getting the full modifier against him because he was kind of falling to the backup of yours. He actually was physically going somewhere and so on and so forth. So, at 24, this close to getting it, unfortunately does not get it. So that being said, they settle down and finish listening to the rest of your story. Nick, do you try to do anything else?
Stealth away.
You gotta get a sword by Tessel. He's gonna have to lecture you. All right.
Yeah, I guess I'll just have to wait it out.
Okay. I mean, I can roll again survival. Wait, what did I roll? Survival? Oops. Look at that. That was an eye roll. Look at that.
Why?
Stop rolling his dice. You're taking all of his luck.
Look at that. Just saying.
You just took all my high rolls.
It's not that hard, Nick. It's not that hard. See?
That's what she
So
said.
did they like calm down properly?
Yeah, they did calm down and finish listening to the rest of the story.
I guess as Tessel's wrapping up, he's like, stretches his back because he's been telling
Orating.
stories for a bit. Orating, yeah. Did you enjoy the stories?
Yes. It could have been longer. Yes. And again, you hear waves of different chatter. It's like chatter. You remember what it's like being in middle school and going to the auditorium and hearing all of the kids from all of the grades kind of doing their own individual conversations before the principal or whatever, kind of gets their attention, whatever that might be, assuming you're in a decent sized school. And how it's almost nerve-wracking how many different voices there are chattering like that, but times several hundred.
I'm going to have a request for you if you would hear it out.
I mean, nods across the way. You're not getting individual voices for this,
Of course.
It's
He
literally
nods.
thousands.
We were wondering if we'd be able to collect some herbs. We hear sprites protect such areas.
One of them hands you over the smallest little doobie you've ever seen.
He tries to.
Sleight of hand check, buddy.
He-
That's quite
he-
the roach. Sleight of hand
tried.
check.
I'm doing it.
Oh, party foul.
Do you want to lock it?
No, it's probably not worth it. They probably were expecting me to grab it, to be honest.
You burn you burn the tip of your finger with the ember as you put it out in your fingertip.
We're talking about more of living plants still.
And again, chatter and whatnot. The chatter and whatnot kind of happening around you with as they're kind of like talking about various different types of plants. Are you talking about what is it? Oh, this? Oh, he wants the mushroom. And then they're kind of like going about all these different areas. Mushroom's not a plant. You know.
I look at Nick. What were we looking for? You said you had an area, correct?
Yes. What's just over this range?
So they'll actually look and they'll kind of like grab at you. And obviously, you feel one or two, and then dozens of them kind of like pulling at you and pulling you forward to the point where, I mean, let's be honest, they're this big and they're floating by these tiny little wings. They're not very strong until, you know, many of them are pulling you. And then, are they really that strong? Well, no, but they still definitely have a bit of a, let's say, currents to them, as a bunch of like pushing you from behind. I was like, come on, this way, and they're swarming around all of you guys, and
he follows. He loves. This is like super cool for Tessel.
they take up quite the area of a swarm. I mean, there's again thousands of them. So you they're kind of like leading you along and over to the area where it is. As you're getting there, roll me sense motive checks. So you actually can get a +2 on this check. The others are going to roll normal. I feel like poor Jake should get a -2. He's just been sitting there like, what is even going on? Why aren't we eating them?
So high.
Does that include the +2?
Yeah, I had -2, but then I have a +2 added to it now. So
Nice. So you succeeded. So you can remove your -2.
I did, yeah.
Okay, cool. So with your +2, with your success that's there, you can actually tell that they're starting to get a little bit tentative again. As you're clearly drawing closer. Not that your character, it's more to Nick's character clearly drawing closer. You wouldn't be able to identify that as easily because, you know, you're not as familiar with these woods and how to read them and whatnot. But as you're getting closer, you can see they're getting a bit more tentative. Their colors are turning other strange colors, giving you the idea of kind of like tension and nerves and so forth. More yellows and bright oranges and dull grays and stuff like that. Gray being like off-white.
Tessa would ask them, would you prefer if my companions waited? If it would put you at ease.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me a diplomacy check as you ask that?
Yeah, I can do that. It's not good. I mean, I don't think anything can go wrong with this diplomacy check. I'm asking them to put them at ease.
I'm just gonna look up diplomacy really quickly. Let's go to the super interesting skills. That has like very, very niche rules to it. Based off of blah 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 blah. Problem is, it's based off charisma and sprites. Fae in general are known to have a high charisma. Okay.
I mean, technically, I could aid him, correct?
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I have a thing that lets, if I aid him in a check, it's like a +3 instead of a +2 or something like that.
DC is 10 for a diplomacy check, for any skill check to aid another. Bloop that thing in chat for us.
Oh my god, what is your diplomacy?
25. Plus
What?
25.
What the fuck?
Well, he's good at certain things. He's a diplomat.
Holy
Can you
shit.
bloop that thing in chat for us, please, Nick?
Yeah, I just gotta find it.
I guess, I mean, I didn't hyper focus, I guess, so that's my. I spread it out between all the.
Which is
charisma.
why you're consistently successful. Unlike Jake, who just sits there watching the campaign happening around him.
I feel so bad for Jake.
I know nothing about this area, and I'm following you guys' lead. There's the only contributing things I could do is if I decide to snatch a sprite and fight it or something. You know what I mean? Like what? There's literally nothing for me to do.
I know, it just I feel so bad, but that's like just the situation.
I don't care.
There we go.
So does that mean it gives me a +4?
Yeah, it does because he beat a 20
Yeah.
on there. Yeah, plus
So
4.
it's at 18.
Yeah.
If that's an 18, I'll try luck. No, okay. Chat doesn't love us. That's okay.
Well, I mean you specifically. So anyways, you are actually able to convince them by just offering. So Nick, what did you do, by the way, to add to the diplomacy?
Basically, kind of hype man his
He said,
explanation.
would it be better for them to stay behind? And you're like, yeah,
Like-
we don't stay behind, man. We'll stay right here.
Whatever makes you feel like you're doing your job as guardians of the grove.
Okay, there you go.
Yo,
Hype.
yo, what's up? We got Tessa walking in.
Are there still hype men on like concerts nowadays?
I hope so.
I've been to one concert in my entire life, so.
I've been
Every
to
other
many.
wannabe Kevin Hart still needs a job.
Oh. Yeah, you know, it doesn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Kevin Hart also still had a hype man. Just because, you know, he himself needs to feel the adoration. Never mind the 20,000 people in the stadium that are cheering his name. He needs somebody a little closer to him to do it too.
I think he just needs a height man.
Oh.
He's very short.
That's The Rock.
Oh.
Yes, that is.
Oh. Jesus. All right. So anyways, let's keep going. The
Flavor
Sprites.
Flav.
Gonna
The
be
sprites.
big now. So with the sprites, he actually, so you're offering to have everybody stay behind, so on and so forth. The sprites would give him pause beforehand, decide nay nay. They're actually, you know, you clearly aren't a bad guy, otherwise why would you offer to stay behind, right? So they're actually like, no, come this way, come with us, come this way, come with us this way, and they start leading you down into the grove, into the area that's over there. One of the things that you notice is as you get heading over to that area is that the trees over there starts to change their color. Most of the trees in the area, which had looked pretty similar to one another, start to have these white flecks kind of growing on them, almost like at first you think it's like almost like an lichen, right? Lichen, like a moss or something like that growing on the side of the trees, almost like little polka dots or spots or chicken pox on them, right? But as you continue going further and further, you see that they grow even more and more frequently and larger in size, till the trees themselves all seem to be pretty much white, whatever it is that's over there, pretty much white. And they end up leading you into this grove that has these white-looking trees. But the white to themselves, they're all dull. They're not like bright by any stretch. They're not like this brilliant, clean, kind of like how my sweater here is not like a clean white color compared to like say my shirt underneath, right? It has almost like a dull nature to it, almost beige in color. They have that to it, but also seem to have a bit of a glow. It wasn't as obvious when they were just tiny little splotches, but when you're seeing effectively a grove of all white trees here, you're definitely getting the sense that these trees themselves are giving off almost like a glow to it. It feels like the area has a bit more luminescence to it with all these trees about. More importantly is I want what's his name there? Jake, to go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
Let's go, Varix.
Okay.
Bro, you're rolling so many at
There we
20s.
go. Yeah,
Only on perception checks.
He's just the sniper. He's just sitting up there. He's just waiting the entire, and then got him.
Waits 2 hours.
Got him. So anyways, Varix, when you're going over there, one of the things that you react to, but nobody else does, is there's a strange smell inside here. It's almost like a sweet and sour smell. Not sour like spoiled milk sour. Sour like the sour of a lemon sour without the citrus, right? So it has this like sweet and sour kind of smell to it. Lemon's a bad example. I'm thinking more like a mouse melon, whatever the heck those little things are called. So it has this almost like sweet sour kind of smell to it that really kind of catches your nose. It's like very, very pungent. on closer inspection, kind of like going over to the trees and even brushing your fingers on them, you can feel that this stuff here, which looks like it was growing almost like a lichen on it from the distance, as you actually run your fingers on it, it has the texture and everything still of bark. This actually feels like it's actual bark. A quick count for whoever's the most intelligent of you around here, looking at the trees. The ones that are completely white, like 100% white in color, it looks like there's 3 dozen of them. Beyond that, they very quickly degrade down to heavily splotched, light splotched, barely splotched. I guess light splotched. You know what I mean? But there's about 3 dozen of these trees that are completely white in color. It's also important to note that the trees, while the whole forest is of course large, they're also very narrow trees. I'm trying to think of an example of a very thin tree, but they grow very thin. Yeah, birch. That's a perfect example. Thank you. They grow very thin like a birch tree. So there's not like a lot of meats to them. Now, of course, I've seen some thick birch trees before, but typical birch tree is going to be very thin and grow like a flagpole into the sky. So, I don't know if Jake's character probably openly reacts to this unless you roll a bluff check to hide it, allowing the other two to pick it up.
He wouldn't roll a bluff check. He just... I don't know. He's trying to be talking to himself. Like, what is this? You'd probably hear him be like... And as like he touches it and he's like, can you smell that?
Does he want to eat it?
Do I smell what he's talking about?
No, it's just the same ambient smell that you've had since you got into the rainforest. Dank.
I don't smell anything. He looks to like, I guess, some of the spirits. What are these trees?
These trees, it's kind of, again, it's a bit much to take all at once because it's a lot of chattering kind of happening around you. It's a bunch of different voices, a bunch of different things. So trying to hear them can be a little bit straining, but I think all of the characters have a decent enough intelligence that you can kind of pick it up fairly well. Even Varix is above average for intelligence, right? So I say that in a condescending way, of course.
I mean, especially for an orc.
All of my characters, thanks.
Well, you don't play exactly. It's not like you're playing the mage.
You've always played orcs.
Well,
I think that's your. I mean.
Listen, Jake identifies as an orc. Leave him alone. Okay, it's okay, Jake. It's okay.
Thank you.
We all want to see you cosplay one.
Appreciate the support.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Hey,
Thanks.
I got you, buddy. So, anyways, you oh, sorry, the question. Oh, what are these trees? These trees, they're life. They're life. They're life. These trees, they are the life. The life. They give the life and take the life. They hold the life and they are alive. They're the life.
He nods. They're life. I guess they give this area some of that supernatural life to it. Tessel would take out the piece of paper he's acquired, like herbs, and for Lenny, and I guess he just like looks for them, and then if he finds any, he asks permission to take them, to take the herbs, or the whatever they would be, the plants.
So you look about for the different plants and whatnot, which didn't include this tree, which you're not familiar with. Well, at least I don't think you are. Nick, go ahead and roll me a nature check, but I'll tell you right now, it's a very high DC.
Varix is also kind of fascinated by the tree, so all his attention is just weirdly on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would actually go, Tessel.
Once more with feeling.
He would stop and look.
Scavenger hunt.
You tell Nick.
Tell me what your plan is.
Mind you, they're all about, so they can kind of hear you if you guys are speaking openly and
yeah, I'll just be like,
comment.
wouldn't it be fun to have a scavenger hunt?
He looks at you for a moment.
Sense motive, boys.
So let's play a game.
You boys can both sense motive each other.
I don't think we need a sense motive. I think we both. I assume we both.
Oh, it's
know
not sense motive. It's technically innuendos controlled by the bluff check. Nick, you can roll a bluff check. Just try to pass your message as discreetly as you can. Here we go, boys.
Yeah, I'm assuming I get. You want me to distract them so you can take the tree? or
Yes,
take
but then
parts of it?
I also want you to give them their list, the list of stuff, and be like, hey, look, this is what we're looking for. They know what it is.
Okay.
Send them off to get it, and then where they're off getting it, we're going to take a sample of a tree.
That still doesn't really want to, but he'll take his list out. And he I guess kind of holds it up to the sprites. I'm looking for plants on this list. Could you assist me in a hunt for these? As my companion said, a scavenger hunt.
A scavenger hunt. Yes. Roll a diplomacy check.
I feel so bad because it succeeds.
A considerable number of them immediately start going out and trying to find the various things that might be on the scavenger hunt. Considerable number, not all of them, mind you. A certain percentage will stay behind. What percentage, you ask? It's a really good question. Why don't we add up what the next 3 people roll in chat for D10s, and that'll be what percentage stays behind. Just gonna wait for those to pop up. In the meanwhile,
Man, Tessa has grown attached to these sprites.
I like the big numbers, boys. Yep, there we go. That's good. 16. All right.
LD, you always fail me.
Ah. How many did I say? 3 or 4?
You said
3.
3. Okay. So that is 15, 22. 22% stayed behind.
That's too many to fight.
Yep. 22% of, let's just say the number is 5,000. Let's just say.
That's a quarter almost, so
Times 0.22.
it's 1.25.
That didn't work out. 1,100.
Okay. So while they're gone, that's too many. Is there any fallen brush?
Well, with them, that many about could potentially be distracting and whatnot as well. But is there any fallen brush? Yeah, you're in a rainforest.
Yeah, but I
all
mean,
brush.
like of the white trees.
No.
Seeing this, may we take a piece of the bark of the tree?
No. It's life.
Spook
It's
the
life.
fuck
It
out.
gives life. It takes life. It's life. It's life.
Then
You can't
he
take
nods.
life. You cannot take
Of
life.
course. Can't take life. Agreed. 1,000%.
Varix will address them for the first time. I don't know if they'll respond to him or not, but he's kind of still not focused on them, just talking out aloud, and he just says, why can I smell it? The sweetness, the sour. Why can they not?
You say one of them says, "You smell it? You smell it. It smells so sweet and sour and delicious. You want to eat it, do you not?"
I don't know. He just says, I don't know, like a bunch of times.
It's so succulent. It's so delicious. It's nourishing, isn't it? It nourishes you.
Does it?
It gives life, and it takes life.
If he eats it, will it take his life?
You do not eat it. It's wood. They say, looking at you confused. One of them points at him and says, "Termite."
Do you just absorb the smells? And that's what it is. That's what's tasty.
No, it gives life.
How does it give life?
It is life. It
May I
lives.
put a hand on it?
You can see it as you ask that. Some of them are kind of like flaring to quickly bright reds and stuff like that. Like
I've been touching it the whole time,
the,
just so you're aware.
yeah.
Okay.
If they flare, then he takes his hand under setting and he doesn't touch it.
Okay.
But why can I feel it, but not them?
You're the Ashen Orc, are you not?
This isn't my place.
You have magic running through your veins, no?
I do.
It gives
We-
life.
Did you ever tell us how you became a Blood Rager?
No, I mean we've known each other for like a couple months.
Yeah,
I don't even think we've had Don't even think we've had that many high level talks.
I was just asking, you know.
This is our first bonding experience, really.
Right? It's like,
Well, wasn't sure that's like a story you tell, right?
Well, you know, sit down. I'll follow Tesla's story with a story of my own. I'm not actually going to tell that story.
yeah, exactly. I'm like,
Yeah, that story's pretty weird. You know, you had someone stab themselves, and then you stabbed yourself. You know, it's good. It's good.
No, I couldn't stab myself. I had other people just stab me repeatedly.
It is life, and it takes life. It is certainly beautiful. As are all of you. You are amazing little creatures.
so, I mean, I know your character might be polyamorous, but that's a little ridiculous.
Okay.
There's still 1,100 of them. All the others are gone.
Hey, listen, he had to cut down the numbers. It's okay.
All right.
He's building the biggest harem out of them all.
Oh, Jake, watch out. So,
Coming for
anyways,
the title, so
what was the will save for?
if I could break my attention from this thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yep.
good.
You can break your attention from it.
No, but because I've never experienced anything kind of like this or anything in this forest, I wanted to know for myself whether or not I'm alright.
Yeah, you can pull your attention away from it, and you of course can see that there's again whatever these slightly glowing but dull-colored white trees are that are here in this forest that are life, give life, take life, live. They are life. The sprites kind of flying about and trying to collect things and blah 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 blah. Why don't we actually end our session here? Unfortunately, lost over an hour of it due to technical difficulties. Yeah, that's in the story of my life this past week. Because it's already 1:09 a.m. I'm tired. I have to be at work early tomorrow, so earlier than usual. So,
Oof.
gonna be doing that on Tuesdays off and on for a bit. But that's you do what you got to do. So, I think is next week the week where I have a conference call all day on Monday, which I can take from home, and I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. I have to work Sunday, mind you, but I think I have an all-day conference call on Monday, which I could do from home, and I took Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off because I had to burn the rest of my vacation hours that were like rolled over. So,
That's nice.
yeah, next week's gonna be nice because like when you do all-day conference calls like that, they'll block you for like a 9-hour workday, but like you're actually on the call for 6.5 hours, and there's lots of like breakaway time to do work, and I totally do all of that work. I totally do it all. Yep, all of it. I'm the best at that work. Well, why don't we start doing our outro? Sel, you've been streaming a lot more often lately.
Yeah, it's been a little inconsistent because it's been midterms week, but we're getting over that hump.
You were going live right after the session, right? So we can kind of like raid right into you. Is that what's going on?
I mean, I can. I wanted to write some stuff about the Order of Tanzo.
I was just kidding, but if you want to, you absolutely can.
What time is it?
1:11 a.m.
Wait a minute. How many subs till you dye your hair, Cell?
If I get 10 subs, I'm gonna dye my hair. I'm gonna bleach it, and if I get 100 followers, I'm gonna dye it. So,
Wait, how many
bleached and
followers
dye.
do you have right now?
73.
I just want everybody to know that as soon as I raid him, I'm gonna gift 10 subs. So if
So
you're,
I'm gonna go.
I'm not gonna tell you you have to follow him, but I'm just gonna say 27 is not a big number.
And I'll post a link to my Discord, and that's where we're gonna vote on what color my hair will be. So you should hop in that Discord then.
You should definitely not bleach it yourself, by the way.
I'm gonna get a
don't.
friend to help me. I'm gonna get a friend to help me. Don't worry.
That sounds
honestly,
like a bad idea.
or honestly, go to a place.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
I
mean
might
this-
go to a hair salon or something.
Unless your friend is a trained cosmetologist or has just like way too much experience doing this, which is probably bad for their scalp. You should go to a cosmetologist.
Are links banned? Can I post a Discord link?
Oh, are you
I'm a mod.
Yo, you can definitely mod.
Okay.
As a mod
That's
or
fine.
as a VIP, you should be able to post links.
I posted a link at work, so.
Cool. Awesome. So keep going.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What are you doing after this? What's your stream?
So I need to start building the actual like lore behind my religious order. It hasn't really come up because I've been kind of brainstorming with it for a bit. So coming up with ideas with that on stream, and then also do more world building for my personal D&D world I'm making. And I've been making for a bit. So it's gonna be fun D&D stuff.
Well, I'm already going to be gifting 10 subs. That's definitely happening as soon as the raid happens. So I have to ask this important question, Celsius. When the hype train happens, because that's going to happen as well, what is it that people get to do to modify your clan? No pressure.
Modify the clan?
No pressure. What influence do they get to have? No pressure.
What influence?
Yeah. Listen, Joey is sitting right there waiting for his opportunity to.
I know. I don't
say.
like it.
He wants to control you. Okay. He's got Jorman in there. He's already got a foot in the door. LD's listen. Daddy's sitting there going, "I'm sorry, I didn't give you my advisor. I can give you something else."
What would they do for my order?
thick.
You guys can make the religious leader side of the Order of Tanzo.
Oh, okay, cool. So the person that's not actually on your
Yeah, because so how
yeah.
my country works is there's the country and the order. They're very linked, right? The temporal head of the order, which is the head of the order, is also me, the head of the nation. But since my high priest doesn't follow my order, the order will have a different like high priest or leader to champion their cause in religious matters. So you guys can help make that character.
Perfect. Awesome. You get your stream set up while we move away from you onto somebody else. Nick.
I have nothing going on in my life because I'm old.
Oh, well, Jake, you have exciting things happening soon, but do you want to talk about the, I suppose, less exciting things happening now?
Well, I have some heartbreaking news to share, actually. Catch us tomorrow for me. What is it, Wednesday morning for you guys for Planeswalker, because it is officially the last stream before I get really old and become a boomer, because I turned 30 on Saturday. So,
Excuse me!
Oh no!
That is not
before the death of my youth
Excuse me!
on Wednesday
Oh,
morning.
There's nothing wrong with 30!
You become boomer.
I didn't have a child till I was 30, okay? There's nothing wrong with 30. There's nothing wrong with 30.
Jake,
No!
Heartbreaking
I'm sorry
news,
for-
guys, but
I'm
you
sorry
have
for your
one
loss,
last
Jake.
chance to hang out before the death of my youth. So
I'm
hopefully
sorry
I'll
for
see
your
you
loss,
guys there.
Jake.
So
Thank
are
you.
you live
Oh,
without
that-
sound yet?
Appreciate it.
I'm
That's
doing
funny.
it for you.
Weren't you already going outside to yell at the neighbor's dogs?
It was funnier before.
Okay, boom. Starting.
Oh,
It's still pretty funny.
Vince, I'm
Okay.
35. Now that I
Yeah.
lost Josh, I'm the oldest one again. You live, Cell?
1 second. I'm typing title.
Come on, Cell. Come on. Listen, I'm rating you. We better be
You
live.
guys get to vote on Cell's hair. I'm going with
Okay.
mermaid scale. Give him mermaid scale.
I'll just
hair.
put it in just chatting. I think that makes sense. Ooh, confirm. Go live. Okay. I've gone live.
Oh, good. That makes my life so much easier.
Yeah. It should pop over on everything else in a moment.
Yeah, it'll pick you up eventually. Let me just refresh over here. All right, everybody. So we're gonna see you over on Twitch.tv/Celsius in a moment. Honestly, just stick around. Come with the raid. Just do it this way. CELL. Why aren't you
Have an
doing
S at the end.
CEA? It should pull you up though. IR.
Yeah, let me make sure it went live on Twitch.
Yeah, do me a favor. It's just your name on. Yeah. it's right here.
It does an S at the end too.
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. I'm just gonna slash raid.
Yeah, I'm live.
Wait, did somebody say I'm younger than them? Who said that? I want to hear this.
Younger than me?
Who said that? Oh, go away, raid thing. Oh, thanks, Fitz. This should work. His channel is intended for mature audiences. What?
Josh said I should put it on. That's
Oh,
all.
I don't have it on.
Josh
So,
is my dad. Or
It's-
he's my other mom. LD's mom and Josh's mom.
it's up to you. You only have to do it if you're actually doing things that are super questionable. Cussing
Then
is not super questionable.
Then I'll probably turn it off.
I mean,
I play EU4.
yeah, exactly. All right, everybody, let's go on the raid. Let's go raid cell. Bye. Bye.
Then I guess I'm gonna go.